It is a chilly football Friday night. This is high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Jon Holder with you on a football Friday night. We are coming to you live tonight from the Dad's Barbecue, top of the river media center right here on Quintard Avenue in Anniston, Midtown Anniston, right here on Quintard at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. We've got all the final scores, tons of highlights from all across East Alabama, some shockers, some upsets, some big wins, teams going to the playoffs, teams staying home, teams battling for playoff positioning tonight. A lot of big games across East Alabama. So let's jump right now to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Keep you up to date on all the final scores. This was a tough game tonight. Piedmont has beaten Weaver 16 straight times, but tonight it was tough. Number 3 Piedmont, undefeated. They go in, they beat Weaver tonight 26-21. Weaver led this game by a score of 21-20. That game was in the fourth quarter at 21-20. Weaver leading Piedmont. Piedmont got a huge touchdown, though. We were there. We'll show you the touchdown from Raleigh Pinto, a 78-yard touchdown run where he outran the Weaver defense. We'll show you that touchdown as number 3 Piedmont remains undefeated, and they remain undefeated in region play as well as the Bulldogs beat Weaver tonight at Bill Bryan Stadium at Weaver 26-21. We will have highlights of that game. You saw a sneak preview of this one right here. Etowah and White Plains, a back-to-back and back-and-forth game tonight at Jim Glover Field in Attala. Etowah pulls it out. First ever meeting between Etowah and White Plains. Etowah wins the game 28-21 tonight at Jim Glover Field in Attala. We will have the head coach of the Donahoe Falcons with us live tonight right here in studio on After the Game. Donahoe tonight wins homecoming up at Lynchfield at Donahoe in Anniston as they beat Victory Christian 41-34. And I'm telling you, that is going to be a big win for Donahoe. They're now in a position to not only make the state playoffs, they could finish as high as 3rd in the region. Donahoe with a monster win tonight over Victory 41-34 on homecoming. And again, Bill Smith, head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, will join us live tonight on After the Game. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Top 5 matchup in 6A. Region title on the line at Lamar Field in Oxford. One of the biggest wins, probably the biggest win for Oxford since that state championship win back in 2019. Number 5 Oxford tonight, they were down 10-0. They scored 21 unanswered, and number 5 Oxford beats number 2 and defending 6A champion Clay Chalkville 21-10 tonight down at Lamar Field in Oxford. Of course, Michael Short, the coach, and of course Jordan Smith, they were there to bring you all the highlights. They'll have the post-game interviews, all the big plays from the game, a complete wrap-up in our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Oxford remains undefeated, and they win the Class 6A Region 6 Championship with a 21-10 win tonight over the Clay Chalkville Cougars. Heartbreaking loss for Walter Welborn tonight. Heartbreaking loss last week. It seems like Welborn's been at the end of the game trying to win. Didn't happen tonight. Locust Fork beats Walter Welborn on the hill at Welborn. We will have highlights of this game from Welborn, a big game in 3A Region 6. Locust Fork pulls it out as they beat Welborn tonight on the hill 37-36. Anniston Bulldogs continue to win. They go on the road to Aniana to Gilbreth Stadium, and Anniston wins on the road tonight over the Redskins 36-14. We will have highlights of this game coming tonight. Ohatchee and Glencoe playing at Wilson Darnell Field in Glencoe. It was homecoming for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Ohatchee comes in with a lot of offense, as you would expect. They are the reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll show you some of our presentation to them out at Ohatchee today at their team meal. Ohatchee has now beaten Glencoe 7 straight times. They spoil homecoming for Glencoe tonight, winning at Wilson Darnell Field 46-21. Ohatchee 46, Glencoe 21. Highlights of that game on the way. Cherokee County tonight. Top 10 matchup in 4A. Cherokee County wrapping up the Class 4A Region 6 title. The number 3 ranked Warriors, 8-1 now. They pound number 10 Alexandria tonight at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Center, 35-7. We will have highlights of that game coming from Center. Big win tonight for Pleasant Valley. 7 wins for Pleasant Valley and they are going to host a playoff game for the first time in 40 years, going all the way back to 1984. Pleasant Valley on the road tonight in Higdon. They beat North Sand Mountain 26-20. Pleasant Valley will be the runner-up in that region. They're going to be hosting a playoff game coming up in a few weeks after that win tonight at North Sand Mountain. Munford and Cleburne County playing tonight over in Heflin. Munford the winner in that game by a score of 50-17. We will have highlights of that game coming to you from the pit over in Heflin, where Munford beat Cleburne County 50-17. Highlights of that game on the way. Also tonight, Lochapoka comes into Rambert. Harlan Robinson Stadium, they beat the Bulldogs tonight. 49-14 was the final. Woodland and Fayetteville playing tonight. That game being played over at Woodland at Sewell Field. Not a final, but Woodland was winning handily, setting up a monster showdown with Donahoe next week. Woodland beating Fayetteville 42-0. Not a final, but they were ahead late in that game. Looks like Woodland is going to pick up their second win of the year, and most importantly, their second win in region play. Randolph County tonight, bouncing back after the loss to B.B. Comer last week. They win at John Cox Stadium in Childersburg, beating the Tigers tonight 42-14. Battle of Tigers at Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega. We do have this final. We'll get that for you in just a moment. But Hanley tonight beats Talladega 48-21. Hanley 48, Talladega 21. That is the final tonight from Talladega. Talladega has not beaten Hanley since 1958. It didn't happen tonight. Hanley wins the game 48-21. We'll have that for you. There it is right there. Hanley wins over the Tigers in that Battle of Tigers tonight, 48-21. Central Clay County wins another region title in Class 5A Region 4 tonight. The Vols on the road at Beauregard Hornet Stadium as they win the game over Beauregard. Both teams were undefeated in region play. Central Clay County undefeated overall. They're now 9-0. Central Clay County wins the region title as they beat Beauregard tonight 46-22. Central Clay County 46, Beauregard 22. B.B. Comer and Dadeville, this is a new final. They were playing tonight down at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Dadeville comes in and beats B.B. Comer by a score of 28-0, the final in that game. You know, there's a big game in Austin, Texas tomorrow. Georgia and Texas. But I don't know if it's any bigger than Texas School for the Deaf and Alabama School for the Deaf. They're playing in Austin, Texas at 5:30 tomorrow, about an hour before kickoff between Texas and Georgia. Big battle between deaf school teams, both teams 3-3, playing at Austin, Texas tomorrow evening. Lincoln and St. Clair County, no final yet. St. Clair County was leading 35-0 in the second half tonight down at Lincoln. Pinson Valley and Pell City still looking for a final on that game. Pell City was winning that game close. 33-27 was the score in the fourth quarter, but not a final yet from over at Willie Adams Stadium in Pinson Valley. Moody and Springville, again, no final on this one, but Moody was up big 35-7 playing over at Springville tonight. This is a final. Hoax Bluff, after a couple of tough losses, they bounced back. They have now won 11 straight. Hoax Bluff has over Asheville. Asheville has not beaten Hoax Bluff since 1985. That did not happen tonight down at Ken Logan Stadium in Asheville. Hoax Bluff bounces back big. They beat Asheville tonight 56-19. Raglan and Galesville, this is not a final as of yet, but it was Raglan leading 27-20. We got Rayland, but that should be Raglan. Raglan beats Galesville 27-20. That was not a final, but Raglan was ahead in the fourth quarter. This is a final, and this was one of those games where the winner goes to the playoffs and the loser stays home. Cedar Bluff will be going to the Class 2A playoffs as Cedar Bluff beats Sandrock tonight 28-26, big Cherokee County rival game at LD Bruce Field in Cedar Bluff. Cedar Bluff beating Sandrock 28-26, clinching a playoff berth for the Cedar Bluff Tigers tonight. Spring Garden, region champs, homecoming tonight against Eider, number 4 team in the state in Class 1A. Spring Garden 9-0 now as Spring Garden celebrates homecoming, beating the Eider Hornets 61-6 tonight out at Spring Garden. Pisgah, number 1 team in the state, wrapped up a region title with a win tonight over the Gaston Bulldogs, 58-6 tonight out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston. What about this one? The first ever meeting between the 2 largest schools in Etowah County, Southside and Gadsden City. Southside goes in and upends Gadsden City tonight at Titan Stadium, 30-23. Southside was down 23-21. They scored the last 9 points of the game, and it was Southside beating Gadsden City 30-23, the final tonight from over at Titan Stadium, and we will have highlights of that game coming from Titan Stadium. In Bluntsville tonight, and we got a little correction here. Our guys don't know this, but J.B. Pennington did win the game over Westbrook 33-30 instead of 33-29. J.B. Pennington over Westbrook Christian 33-30 tonight. That was a big win for the folks from J.B. Pennington. That's a wild and crazy 9-team region in Class 3A. There it is, 33-30. In Class 3A Region 6 tonight. That was a huge, huge game. So let's take a look now at Coosa Christian, number 3 team in the state in 2A, playing tonight at West End. And West End leads the series, but now they only lead it 2-1. Coosa Christian goes into Walnut Grove. They beat West End tonight, 62-0. Fairview and Sardis, this is a new final. Fairview, the number 5 team in the state in Class 5A, winning tonight over in Coleman County against the Sardis Lions. That's a new score that just came in by a score of 38-18. Some statewide scores. Viger, this is a top 10 matchup in Class 5A tonight. Viger beats Williamson 19-2. 2 great defensive teams playing down in Mobile tonight. Homewood and Parker in a Class 6A game. Parker, the number 3 team in the state in 6A, a team that Oxford is watching very closely. They go into Waldrop Stadium in Homewood. They beat number 6 Homewood tonight, 27-17. That's Parker 27, Homewood 17. Auburn tonight, number 1 team in 7A, beating Carver Montgomery at Crampton Bowl in Montgomery tonight in a top 10 matchup in Class 7A. Auburn wins it 29-14. Another bit of a surprise, one of the surprise teams this year, a team coming on very strong in Class 7A, is Opelika. Opelika winning at home tonight at Bulldog Stadium in Opelika. They beat Central Phoenix City 23-14, the final in that game. This was an overtime game at Warrior Stadium in Alabaster tonight between Thompson and Hoover. Hoover wins the region title in Class 7A Region 3 as Hoover beats Thompson tonight 27-26. And down on the Gulf Coast tonight, this is another new final, a top 10 matchup in 7A. Mary Montgomery, now 8-1. They go into West Mobile, and they beat number 10 Baker tonight by a score of 34-31. That was the final in that top 10 7A matchup taking place tonight down in Mobile. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Let's tell you about Dad's Barbecue. They bring you the Dad's Barbecue Top of the River Media Center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. And Dad's Barbecue is the place to be. You've got holidays just around the corner. You got Thanksgiving, got Christmas. Dad's Barbecue has everything that you would need for tailgating, for holiday meals, the hickory smoked meats. Everything's fresh, everything's great. They have been in Anniston going all the way back to 1995. Dad's Barbecue, slow hickory smoked barbecue, bringing you high school football Alabama's After the Game. When we come back, we're going to introduce to you our Anniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week when we come back.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
P-I-E-D, let's go! M-O-N-T, Bulldogs. We are Piedmont. Yell it! P-I-E-D, let's go! M-O-N-T, Bulldogs. We are Piedmont. Yell it! We are Piedmont. Yeah! Here we go! Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Aniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week, the Piedmont High School Cheer. Great. Glad to have them with us live in studio. We've got more from the Piedmont cheerleaders coming up, and they were doing a great job. I was out at Bill Bryan Stadium at Weaver tonight on the Piedmont sideline. It was tough for the Bulldogs. They were down 21-20. These young ladies, like the football team, not giving up, cheering on their team, and they did a great job tonight. We'll have more from them coming up. One of the guys that was dealing Piedmont some misery tonight was the outstanding quarterback for the Weaver Bearcats, Caden Gooden, and he is our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week from last week's game. Caden Gooden, outstanding athlete. There he is right there. Let me tell you about their game last week at Locust Fork. They won 45-34 on the road, and Caden Gooden had 188 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns, Chad Barnett. He also 6 of 10 passing for 198 more yards, 386 yards of total offense, including a 99-yard touchdown pass to Keyshawn Allen in that 45-34 win. He is going to get not only a plaque from Awards to Remember, he'll also get that custom jersey from Farmers and Merchants Bank, Team Sports, and High School Football Alabama. Will have that coming his way early next week out at Weaver. Congratulations to Caden Gooden of the Bearcats, our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Back on High School Football Alabama's After the Game. Mentioned Chad Barnett. Chad joins us at this time. And Chad, before I made my way over to Bill Bryan Stadium at Weaver, our crew was at Glencoe tonight, homecoming for the Yellow Jackets, taking on the Ohatchee Indians. And the time that we were there, Chad, there were not a shortage of highlights tonight in that win by Ohatchee.
That's kind of been the way it's been for the Indians this year. A lot of highlights are going to be pretty much any given Friday night. We all know how they started the season, but then they wound up going 1-4 to begin the season. But don't look now. Indians are trying to keep this season alive. They're winners of 3 of their last 4. Take on the Glencoe Yellow Jackets tonight. Let's go and check out the highlights and see exactly how it all played out between the Yellow Jackets and the Indians. Hey, little $5,000 check always does good. Glencoe High School getting that. T-Mobile check. We got the mascot for the Yellow Jackets. Could they hang on and beat the high-flying Ohatchee Indians? Jaden Hurd, you said it, starting out the highlights really strong. Out of the gate, 73 yards for the touchdown. First play of the game for Ohatchee. Extra point would be no good, but they do lead 6-0 right out of the gate. Glencoe now with the ball in their favor. First play of scrimmage for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be Braden Bronner McMurray, 36 yards, down to the Glencoe 25. First play of the game for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. They're starting off nice as well. But Ohatchee with a big stop here in the end zone. Nate Jones with a pick, and that's going to keep the Yellow Jackets off the board and the Indians back on offense. Glencoe student section trying to lead. He's got something to say about this, though. He's going to pick up a 20-yard catch and run down the left side of the sideline. That's going to be a first down for the Tribe. And then Jones, he's going to take this one 37 yards, fighting his way through the Yellow Jacket defenders and making his way down inside the red zone for the Indians. That's going to set him up at the 8. And then Hurd's going to take this one in for a 3-yard touchdown run. PAT is going to be no good, but Ohatchee right out of the gate up 12-0 on the road, trying to win 4 of their last 5. Ensuing kickoff, more fireworks. Jalen Hunter, this a 38-yard kickoff return to get them back on the positive side. Goes down to the 32-yard line of Ohatchee. Bronner McMurray, he's going to pick up where he left off that last drive. This is going to be a 9-yard gain down inside the red zone as well. One more play, McMurray again, this time for 5 yards out. He's going to put it into pay dirt. PAT is good, so that lead is down to 5. It is 12-7. Coach Finley looking on as his team is trying to extend this lead. Hester, 62 yards for the touchdown. This offense has been high-flying all season long, and they continued it tonight. Big touchdown right there. This 2-point conversion, they're going to go back to Hester again. That would be good. 20-7 is the score at this point. Ohatchee and the Tribe would roll. Like we said, John, winners of 4 of their last 5. They are hot to begin the season. They got one more game coming up next week against Sax.
Yeah, and, you know, this is, again, we want to remind people, we're talking about a lot of teams that won region championships tonight, clinched playoff berths and things like that. Mm-hmm. That is not the case in Class 3A Region 6 because people forget this is a 9-team region.
A lot of teams, yeah.
So they're going to be playing region games in 2 weeks. When everybody else is playing non-region that last week, Halloween night, and that next night, first night of November, everybody else is going to have their region games done. We're still going to be playing some important key region games in that region that night.
Yeah, and they got Sax coming up next week. It's, you know, could be a toss-up. Sax is, you know, kind of bit some people like we thought they would. Weaver's done the same. So they got to finish it out if they want to be in that playoff race, but they're still alive in this hunt.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times this year with my crew, it's just the way it's happened. We walk into a stadium and there's not a lot of highlights going on.
Yeah.
From the kickoff tonight over at Glencoe, there were a ton of highlights.
Well, if you want some highlights, you got to make sure you put the Tribe on the schedule, make sure you're there because they're going to put some points up for sure.
They did tonight. And Ohatchee, I'll tell you, you start looking at the record, really nobody is really out of this thing yet. Mm-hmm. Glencoe probably out of it, maybe Weaver, Sax, but I'm telling you, you've got 4 teams that make the playoffs, and right now you've got about probably 6 teams still vying for those 4 playoff spots. It's going to be an exciting 2 weeks to come up as we go down the home stretch of this season. We knew going back a year ago that when we had this 9-team region, it was going to be this way.
Yeah, the good thing, too, is a lot of local teams, a lot of good local interest in all these games, so it's been fun to watch this year. Can't wait to see how it finishes.
Yeah, one team that, hey, the region championship is not up for question in that region. It's really kind of the rest of the teams that are kind of playing catch-up to the Piedmont Bulldogs. And the Piedmont cheerleaders are with us, our Anniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week. We saw them just a few moments ago, and we're going to see them again. Ladies, congratulations. Great job tonight. Once again, the Piedmont High School cheerleaders on After the Game.
B to the U to the L to the L to the D to the O to the G to the S. Go Bulldogs! Hey, hey, go Bulldogs! Go Bulldogs! B to the U to the L to the L to the D to the O to the G to the S. Go Bulldogs! Hey, hey, go Bulldogs! Go Bulldogs! Bulldogs! You can do it, do it, do it, do it. All you gotta do
is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have a selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Let's tell you about Teen Sports. Teen Sports, one of the folks bringing you highlights. Teen Sports, along with Jack State, bringing you highlights. Teen Sports and McClellan Sports and Outdoors, located on McClellan, right there by the Aquatic Center. Great sporting goods store. One of the nicest ones that you'll step into. But they also provide a lot of sporting goods for over 100 teams here in the state of Alabama. They've got everything you need, all the brand names, great locally owned business, been in existence for 15 years. Great folks. They'll take great care of you. Teen Sports, located at 135 Exchange Avenue. That's on McClellan in Anniston, bringing you some of the many highlights you see on these football Friday nights. We're back on High School Football Alabama after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. First time tonight, we're going to bring in Coach Michael Short. Chad Barnett's been with us, and we've got another coach here, special guest tonight, and that's Coach Clint Smith, head coach of the Jacksonville High School Golden Eagles. Guys, welcome in. Coach, glad to have you with us. Coach, glad to have you with us. He's out of breath. He ran up Quintard Avenue from Oxford tonight, apparently. Coach, you were out doing, you had an open day tonight. Yep. So everybody else is playing for all these region titles and home field advantage and all these kind of things and playoff berths. So you had a break from that. You'll get back into that next week for sure. But you went and watched your next opponent, big game coming up, St. Clair County playing tonight at Lincoln.
Yeah, we enjoyed the off week. We really needed it about 2 weeks ago, but of course we can't control that, and was able to go and watch St. Clair tonight. And it's a huge game next Friday night. It's pretty cut and dry. The winner's in the playoffs, the loser's out, and so was able to see them tonight, and hopefully we'll have a great week of practice, and we have them at home senior night, so it'll be a big atmosphere at Golden Eagle Stadium.
Well, you go back all the way to the spring, the summer, the summer practices, you go through first 8-9 weeks of the season, and then it comes down to one game, basically the season here. That's a lot.
It is, and I'm really proud of our group. We started out on a great foot with Etowah and Alexandria getting 2 wins right off the bat, and then really hit the gauntlet with 4 5A teams, and with Moody and Center Point, Leeds, and then Corner, in which when we played them, they were all 4 ranked in the top 10, and we had to grow up real fast. But our guys have done what they had to do the past 2 weeks to get us back in this thing, and to give us a shot to get back in the playoffs, and very, very proud of them for that.
Coach, tell us, I've been in that 5A before, and it was very different for us. For the people out there, they're saying, well, they're in 5A, what's the difference? Can you give them an idea from your perspective, some of the differences? It's not an excuse, it's just some of the differences that you're seeing being in 5A compared to 4A.
Yeah, I think one thing is depth, quality depth that the teams that we play have. The offensive linemen are bigger, the defensive linemen are faster, and everybody's got players. So we found out real quick, some of the things that we could get away with a little bit in 4A, it was not as forgiving in 5A. You've got to play clean, you've got to play, 4 quarters, and really the upper tier teams, just have a whole lot of players. And so, our guys have adjusted, and like I said, we knew going into this year we were going to have some growing pains with some of the young guys and people we were going to have to replace. And the way that our schedule fell, we didn't have a whole lot of time, playing those teams early to get those guys, the snaps and things like that. So, like I said, really proud of them though, how they've come back the past couple of weeks and got us back in this thing.
You take over Saks years ago. It seems like 30 years ago now, right? I mean, you've been in Jacksonville for 13 years. Saks struggled, historically, you turned the program around. You had a bunch of playoff runs. You made the playoffs here 11 straight years at Jacksonville, another school that wasn't really predominantly known for their football program. How in the world do you build a program like that and then continue to do it not only in one place but also 2 different places?
Well, I think, first of all, I've got a great coaching staff. I've got some guys that have been with me for 20 years and close to that. So I think the camaraderie and the type of coaches that we have. And, I really think just trying to create a culture of winning. And, in both places we had senior classes early on, especially, the first year or 2, that just really bought in. They were really hungry to turn things around and to change things. And, we were able to do that. And, the big key for us in both places was being able to get the athletes out to play. We took the approach of, it's not a football, baseball, basketball thing. It's an athletics thing. We got everybody in the weight room together. We got everybody on the same page, with different coaches and things like that. And then it just kind of, took off. And then we take a lot of pride in that, trying to get back in this year. We were talking earlier, this senior class, the last time we wasn't in the playoffs, they were in kindergarten. And so, they've had that opportunity to grow up through, through elementary school and middle school and high school and always seeing those big games. And I hope, that plays a difference going in to Friday night, because those guys are used to playing in those type games. And so, I know that they'll come out ready to play and, give it all they got this week, and, hopefully we can get back in.
One thing, Coach, that I know is always important to me, and I know it is to you, and you had it at Saks and you got it at Jacksonville. Give us a little bit of idea about the administrators you've had, because you don't have them, you don't have anything.
Right. We've had some very good administrators, all the way from Saks. Larry Skinner, who just passed away, right. He hired me at Saks and gave me a shot. And, Jody Whaley, and then, Mike Newell hired me at Jacksonville. And so, and Dr. Waits, Russ Waits is there now. And so, just really good, supportive administrators. They let us coach, they let us do our thing, and, support us, every way that they can. And that's a huge thing. And we've had some great players. We've had some really good players come through our programs, at Saks and at Jacksonville. And the biggest thing is when they come back. That's when that you made an impact. We have kids show up all the time at practice, and had some this past week show up. They just wanted to come see everybody, and just creating that atmosphere of you can always come back home and always, be a part of our program. And just seeing those guys when they come back, 5 years, 10 years, from when they played is very special as a coach. Probably one of the most special things.
I think, a lot of people may not know this about you, but a lot of your relationships is important to you. And I think a lot of that may have come from where you got your background and where you started. Give them an idea about where you started.
Yeah, I started out at Clay County High School with Coach Danny Horn and that staff. And one thing that I really took from that, the whole time that I played, we had the same coaching staff. It was the same guys that were there, and we heard the same message. And didn't matter what sport you played, it was all the same. And just really seeing that and the way that they worked. I saw it as a player, but then, when I graduated and, Coach Horn asked me if I wanted to help while I was in college, I was able to do that and be around some really good players down there during that time in the mid-90s. And, just seeing how they worked together, that was one of the biggest things that I took with me, into my coaching career, was just the camaraderie within the coaches and how they built a culture of winning. Through relationships and things like that. And that is number one, is the relationship that you build with them, because that lasts a lifetime.
Coach, you've had some, and I don't want to put you on the spot here because I used to always hate to do this. But
so he's going to do it to you.
He's going to do it anyway.
I hate it, but here we go.
Payback. Tell us a little bit about the staff that you do have. Some of them guys have been with you for a long, long time.
They have, and that was one thing, when I was hired at Jacksonville, 13 years ago, they allowed me to bring 4 coaches with me, and that was huge. Coach Jamison Edwards, who is my offensive coordinator, played for you. Yeah. He's been with me for 20 years. I love him like a brother, and we argue like brothers sometimes, but he's a great man, great coach, very loyal, and and you look at our staff, we've had very little turnover. And we've had some, a little more the past few years than we've had in the past. We've had some that have gotten into administration and things like that as they've gotten further along in their career. But, he's been with me for 20 years. Coach Marcus Albright, who was actually a senior at Sachs my first year there, he's been with me for, I think, 18 years. And then, those 2 guys are with me now. They've been with me the longest, but everybody's been, 10, 12 years. The guys on the low end, and we've hired some new guys, over the course of the past few years. Coach Brian Owens, who's our defense coordinator, he's in year 2. But that was when we were building the staff. That was one thing that I looked for. All those guys that I brought on at Sachs, with Coach Jamison Edwards, that original staff with Jonathan Miller and Michael Easley and all, they all played for great programs. They played for great coaches. And so when we came together, I think there's certain things that everybody takes with them that's kind of the nuts and bolts of being successful, and they learn that in their programs. And even though we disagreed about certain things, those core values were the same. And I think when you look at winning programs, a lot of those things are the same. And so that was huge. And we've, like I said, we've had some great coaches and really great players to come through, great administrators. And so, like I said, just creating a great culture of, setting the expectation higher, expecting more, and things like that. And so just really proud of all of them, both places, Sachs and Jacksonville.
It's our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser. Right now, we've got the head coach of the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, Coach Clint Smith, with us. We're going to look at your 5A region right now and how it sets up. The last time you were on this set, you were with us for our Ted's Floors and Beyond region renovation show back last December. We kind of knew that you might be moving up pretty good from 4A to 5A. So we unveiled this region for the first time. You were here with us live and saw it in real time. We unveiled this region. So we've talked in general terms about the region, but let's talk about specifically as we look at that region right now, 5A Region 6. Coach, you started off too, the way the schedule fell, when you drew the numbers and drew the allotments, you got all the top teams in this region in the front half of the schedule. You kind of take us through this region right here.
Well, looking at the top 3, we had Moody. That was our first region opponent, and just athletes everywhere. Coach Gaines does a great job with them. They're very well coached, and they're just a really good football team, especially defensively. Those guys are really good. Leeds, like I said, Leeds is one of those teams that has tradition that really just shows itself at times, and really good football team, very physical football team. Center Point, when we had the region roundup, Anniston was originally in there, and then Anniston dropped to 4A, and Center Point actually is coming down from 6A. A lot of very good athletes. Coach Bates does an outstanding job with Center Point, and those guys are very athletic and fly around, and so those three teams are definitely really good football teams. And then you got us in St. Clair, Springville, and Lincoln. It's just kind of a dog fight for that last spot, and we felt like we had some chances in some games, but it just those top three are really good, and we're like 20 students over into 5A, and that's really not where you want to be. If you want to get into class, you want to be on in it, but like I said, our guys have done well, and hopefully we'll finish strong, which is what you want to do, is playing your best ball at the end of the year.
Specifically, Coach, let's talk about your team this year. You just tell us about this Jacksonville team this year. You mentioned some new guys who are going to have to step in and be a part of that. Quarterback was one of those positions because you lost one of the best that's ever played in this county, in my opinion, in Jim Ogle. But tell us about this year's team. What do you like about this?
Well, I'll tell you, offensively, our offensive line, we knew coming in that was going to be a strong point for us. And really, with the exception of Moody, we've been able to run the football pretty much against, everybody. We've had several 300-plus yard rushing games, and those guys have been really good for us. And, Zay English has been good for us at running back. He's over 1,000 yards. And so, those guys have been doing really well. Jackson Bonner, I feel like, is really starting to get better. This guy was a really good tight end fullback for us last year. Started all the games, played outstanding for us, and he had to come back and play quarterback. But, he's a senior, and, he's only played 8 games at quarterback. And so, right now I think he's starting to be really efficient and starting to hit his stride, and that's what you want here at the end of the year. And a lot of people talk about, what we lost offensively. We lost some great playmakers with Jim and Kedrick and Monte and those guys, a lot of our offensive production. But really, people didn't really talk about the defensive side of the ball. But we had to replace 8 starters on defense this year. We lost every linebacker that we had. We lost most of our defensive line. We had a couple guys back, in the back end on the secondary, but we really had to replace a lot defensively. And we replaced them with mostly 10th graders. We probably play 8 or 9 10th graders, and most of them are on that side of the ball. Once again, you get away with that a little better in 4A than you do in 5A. And so, but those guys have gotten better. The future is bright for them, and so just really proud at how they are growing and getting better. And so we want to be hitting our stride here at the end next Friday night. Huge game. We can still accomplish a lot of our goals, and once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. And like I said, hopefully they'll draw a little bit on that tradition and the culture that we have, to get the job done.
Well, once you get to this game with St. Clair County this week that's coming up, tell us what you saw tonight. What do you expect out of St. Clair County? What do they bring to the table for this big game next week?
They score a lot of points. They're very explosive offensively. They got a really good quarterback that can throw it, some good receivers. They like to throw the football, and so they're going to test us, in some different ways that we, kind of hadn't been tested before this, before Friday. They throw it a lot, gosh, there was one game almost 90% was pass. And so they throw it all over the field. And so we've got to do a really good job in the secondary, and they got a big tall receiver that's probably their favorite target, and a couple other guys that can go. So they're very explosive offensively, and so we're going to have to do a good job of controlling the game offensively, let our offensive line work, and hopefully we'll be able to make enough plays, to keep them out of the end zone.
Watch this guy go from one of the young guys just starting out cutting his teeth in the business. Now he's one of the veterans one of the veteran coaches here in East Alabama and doing a great job for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Coach, as always, thank you for being with us here on After the Game. Clint Smith, head coach of the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, off tonight. Golden Eagle fans, pack it out at Golden Eagle Stadium next week because it's a huge game. Winner take all. Winner goes to the playoffs. The loser stays home with St. Clair County next Friday night. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team One Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team One Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team One Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team One Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008. We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Jim, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Back on After the Game, the Calhoun County Commission. Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, supporting all the school systems in Calhoun County and all of our recreational sites. They do so many great things, supporting so many great things that happen in Calhoun County. Things like After the Game, things like the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, like all of our recreation and tourism sites. Anything that's of value here in Calhoun County, I'll promise you the Calhoun County Commission is a part of it. Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, go by and thank those folks for what they do for our community. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We've got all the final scores now. Let's go back to our USA of Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Get you caught up on all the final scores. Number 3, Piedmont trailed 21-20 in the fourth quarter, but they come back to beat Weaver 26-21. We'll have highlights of that game, including what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown run by Riley Pinto coming up a little bit later on After the Game. A tough loss for the White Plains Wildcats tonight. They had never played Etowah. They made their first trip to Jim Glover Field in Attala tonight. Etowah gets the win. Scott Peavy and the Blue Devils pick up win number 3 as they beat White Plains tonight, 28-21. The head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, Bill Smith, is on his way even as we speak. He'll be here momentarily and join us live on After the Game. Donahoe tonight celebrates homecoming at Linsfield with a 41-34 win over Victory Christian. More importantly, Donahoe now set up for possibly as high as number 3 in the region. Could be a playoff team with the Donahoe Falcons. We'll have highlights of this game, complete highlights of this game, and post-game reaction. This is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 5 in 6A Oxford beating number 2 and defending state champion Clay Chalkville tonight at Lamar Field in Oxford, 21-10. We will have all the highlights, all the post-game reaction. We'll have Keenan Britt, we'll have Sam Adams, we'll have Mason Mims. They'll all be with us here on After the Game. Huge win for Oxford tonight as they clinch the Class 6A Region 6 championship. Tough loss tonight on the hill at Walter Welborn. We'll also have highlights of this game, and that is Locust Fort hanging on at the end of the game, denying Walter Welborn at the end. Locust Fort beats Welborn 37-36 in that big Class 3A Region 6 matchup. We'll have highlights of that game coming from the hill at Walter Welborn. Anniston tonight, they go on the road to Gilbreth Stadium in Aniana. They beat the Redskins tonight 36-14, an important win in Class 4A Region 6 for the Anniston Bulldogs. We showed you highlights of this game earlier. Ohatchee tonight, now 7 in a row over the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. This one came at Wilson Darnell Stadium, and it was on homecoming for Glencoe as Ohatchee beat Glencoe tonight 46-21. We will have highlights of this game as well. Top 10 matchup in Class 4A, region title on the line. Cherokee County clinches the Class 4A Region 6 title as they win tonight over Alexandria, 35-7 at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Center. We will have highlights of that game coming from Center and Warrior Stadium. Huge win tonight for Pleasant Valley. They're going to host a playoff game for the first time in 40 years coming up in just a few weeks. Pleasant Valley beating North Sand Mountain tonight in Higdon, 26-20. Congratulations to the Raiders. We'll also have highlights of this game coming tonight from the pit in Heflin. Munford picks up win number 2 of the year as they beat Cleburne County 50-17 tonight. That game being played over in Heflin, and we'll have complete highlights of that game coming up on After the Game. This is a new score, well, 2 new scores here. Lochapoka beat Ranburn tonight, 49-14 at Ranburn, and Woodland tonight setting up that big showdown next week with Donahoe. Woodland tonight beating Fayetteville 54-0 over at Sewell Field. A big matchup next week in Class 1A between Woodland and Donahoe. Randolph County bouncing back tonight to beat Childersburg 42-14. Hanley wins at Talladega tonight 48-21. Central Clay County wins a region title tonight in Class 5A Region 4 as the number 3 and undefeated Vols go into Beauregard, and they beat the Hornets tonight down in Lee County 46-22. Dadeville and BB Comer. Dadeville wins the game at Comer tonight at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga 28-0. Texas School for the Deaf and Alabama School for the Deaf, they play at 5:30 tomorrow in Austin, Texas. Across town, there's a little game going on between Texas and Georgia, I think. Yeah. All right. But Texas School for the Deaf and ASD also playing in Austin tomorrow afternoon at 5:30. St. Clair County, this is now a final. You heard Coach Clint Smith of Jacksonville talking about this. The matchup next week, winner goes to the playoffs, loser stays home. The Jacksonville open date tonight. St. Clair County wins at Lincoln 49-0 to get ready for this game. Also, this is a new final. Pell City coming on. Pell City is going to be a playoff team in Class 6A Region 6. Pell City wins at Pinson Valley tonight 48-39. Moody tonight. The Blue Devils going to win 5A Region 6. They're going to win the title. Number 6 team in the state in 5A. They win at Springville tonight 35-7. Hoax Bluff was a winner tonight, and they beat Asheville 56-19. It was Hoax Bluff 56, Asheville 19. That was the score of the game over at Ken Logan Stadium in Asheville as Hoax Bluff comes in after 2 consecutive losses. This is now a confirmed final. Ragland tonight, huge win at Joan Ford Stadium. Ragland very much in the playoff picture in 1A. They beat Galesville 27-20. Cedar Bluff tonight clinches a playoff berth in Class 2A. They beat their rivals from Sandrock by a score of 28-26. 28-26, the final score tonight from over at LD Bruce Field in Cedar Bluff as Cedar Bluff beats Sandrock tonight, clinching a playoff berth in Class 2A tonight, did the Tigers. Spring Garden, region champions in Class 1A Region 8. They beat Eider tonight. It was homecoming over at Spring Garden out at Jason Howard Field, and they win the game over Eider tonight by a score of 61-6. Happy homecoming for Spring Garden. Pisgah, #1 team in the state in 2A. They go into Shinbone Ridge at Gaston. They beat the Bulldogs tonight, 58-6 the final. Huge win for Southside. First ever meeting with Gadsden City. Southside goes into Titan Stadium and they beat Gadsden City 30-23 tonight. Huge win. We'll have highlights of that game coming up on After the Game. J.B. Pennington and Westbrook Christian playing in Bluntsville tonight. This was an important game. They all seem to be in Class 3A Region 6. J.B. Pennington beats Westbrook tonight 33-30 the final. Coosa Christian continues to roll. They are the region champion. They beat West End tonight out at Walnut Grove, beating their Etowah County rivals 62-0 tonight. Fairview, #5 team in 5A, beating Sardis tonight over in Coleman County at Fairview 38-18. Statewide games tonight, big defensive battle, top 10 matchup in 5A down in Pritchard tonight. Viger beating Williamson 19-2. Also a big game in 6A. A lot of Oxford fans watching this game closely. #3 Parker goes into Waldrop Stadium in Homewood. They beat the Patriots 27-17 tonight over at Homewood, top 10 matchup in 6A. Moving on to 7A, big games tonight. #1 Auburn goes into Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, beating #9 Carver of Montgomery 29-14. Opelika tonight with a bit of an upset at home at Bulldog Stadium. They beat Central of Phoenix City 23-14 tonight. Huge win for the Opelika Bulldogs. It went to overtime at Warrior Stadium in Alabaster, where #5 Hoover won the 7A Region 3 title in overtime as they beat Thompson 27-26. I think that is 3 one-point losses for Thompson this year. And also in 7A, our final score, a top 10 matchup in Mobile tonight out in West Mobile. And that was a game where Mary Montgomery beat Baker tonight, and that was by a score of 34-31. Coming up later on tonight, we will have our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, complete post-game coverage of the Oxford Clay Chalkville game from Lamar Field. Judd Edwards bringing you our Game of the Week every week. He's located in Heflin, but he services all of East Alabama, home, auto, life, business. They are the #1 insurance company in Alabama is State Farm, and your agent here in East Alabama is Judd Edwards. So Judd Edwards out at the Martha Vanderbilt Golf Tournament yesterday, speaking with him, and he loves East Alabama high school athletics and especially East Alabama high school football. Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance, bringing you our Game of the Week. We'll have that coming up just a little bit later on. Right now, it's time for our first extra point of the night. It is our State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36 extra point. Next week's Oxford at Homewood game was originally scheduled to be played in Birmingham, but the contest has been switched to Lamar Field in Oxford. So the game will be Thursday night, next Thursday night, October 24th, 7 p.m. kickoff in Oxford at Lamar Field. Coming up next, we're going to talk Donahoe High School football. Head coach of the Falcons, Bill Smith, Donahoe players after a big homecoming win tonight. That's next on After the Game.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic, Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taking Noble member FDIC equal housing lender.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Wow, these guys are everywhere. I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
It was a big week for the folks at Alabama Teachers Credit Union because they are no longer ATCU. As of Tuesday, they are now Emblem. They had everything changed over. As of Tuesday, they're now Emblem Credit Union. Life has purpose when you stand for something. Emblem Credit Union, they stand for you. If you live, work, attend school in Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Etowah, or Marshall County, you can be a member. Now you go to emblemcu.com. That's emblemcu.com. Emblem Credit Union, we stand for you. Emblem Credit Union bringing you our bottom line on Friday nights where you get all the scores. You've been seeing all the scores scrolling across the bottom. Thanks to the folks at Emblem Credit Union. Go and check them out. Right now, before we get to Bill Smith, we've got to do our Farmers and Merchants Make Spirit Scholarship. We got another round of voting that is coming with 2 different schools this week. Voting begins in about an hour at 12 midnight tonight at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page. And we've got 2 schools this week. First school is Cedar Bluff. We've got 2 female athletes, 2 male athletes from Cedar Bluff. Here are the female athletes. Kaylee Bruce. Bruce is a big name in Cedar Bluff history. GPA of 4.0, volleyball, basketball, and track athlete for the Cedar Bluff Tigers. And also Kaylin Vadon, GPA of 3.7, volleyball, cheerleading, and softball player for the Cedar Bluff Tigers. On the male side of things, Hunter Jenkins, football player with a 3.7 GPA, and also the other male nominee is Hunter Stallings at Cedar Bluff with a 4.0 GPA, a football, basketball, and baseball player. Now we're also going to begin voting at midnight tonight through 12 noon next Friday for Walter Welborn. They have 2 female athletes, Bentley Bean, 4.06 GPA, cheerleading, volleyball, some other sports there. there we go, basketball and track. And then also we have Jordan Hunt. She has a 3.73 GPA, basketball, softball, and the volleyball manager out at Walter Welborn. And as we go ahead and take a look at their male athletes, Jerry Lopez, a football and wrestling athlete with a 3.57 GPA, and also the final male athletes from Walter Welborn is Raymond Williams, a 3.57 GPA, a football and basketball player out for Walter Welborn. Here's what you do. You just go and you can vote, like, make the comments, whatever you need to do. That's what you do at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page, beginning at midnight tonight through 12 noon next week. We're going to take the top 2 from each school. They'll get a $50 gift card from Farmers and Merchants Bank. And then the final 2, the top male and top female vote getter through our combination of your voting and an automated draw, will have a $1,500 apiece scholarship courtesy of Farmers and Merchants Bank that we will announce and have the winners right here live on After the Game coming up on our last show on November the 22nd. All right. That is our Spirit Scholarship with Farmers and Merchants Bank. Now we go to our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, Bill Smith, is here with us. He's brought some Falcon players with us. Coach Michael Short joins us as well. Coach, this was a big win. It's been a while since Donahoe has been in this position where we're talking playoffs and we're talking, you're going to be third, going to be fourth, going to be in, going to be out. Homecoming tonight. I know Coach is going to ask you about that in a moment. But tell us about the win tonight over Victory Christian, 41-34.
Well, it was a tremendous team win. Very exciting. It's just an exciting time right now at Donahoe. It's personal for me because I go to church at Victory.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. My wife and I go to church there, and our son and
beat up on each other.
And our son and daughter-in-law go there. So anyway, it was not bittersweet. It was very sweet. But
they'll
anyway,
pray for you at the altar come Sunday.
They will. Pastor,
are they going to let you in the church Sunday, Coach?
They are. Pastor
All
David.
Right.
Pastor David. But anyway, I got some tremendous guys here with me tonight. You're asking the questions. My bad.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
So anyway, my seniors, I've got Jordan
Let's go ahead and show these guys, yeah. There we go.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, go. Yes, go ahead.
I got Jordan Cameron at the far end there with the curly hair, plays wide receiver, defensive back. I've got Beef Johnson, Brady.
I met his dad
Beef
yesterday.
Johnson there.
Yeah.
Man, he was a beast tonight on the O-line and D-line. And then I got big, tall Hayes right there, 6'5", all of him, and he is plays tight end and plays linebacker for us. He's doing a great job. I got Kai Kleckler, he's a quarterback right there. Wave at him, Kai.
Who's the road warrior right here with the road warrior makeup?
That is James Binkwith. And
I know James. I've known James since he was little.
James has been got beat up a little bit tonight, but we'll pray for him and we'll have him ready to go. So he did a great job tonight. And they got Cash Worley. He plays offensive tackle and plays outside linebacker for us. And so all 6 of those seniors, that's all my seniors. And so it's a tremendous group, and they're close, and they're great young men, and that's the best thing I could say about them.
Coach, and we'll show these guys one more time in just a moment, but I want people to understand, I'm talking 1A through 6A in this part of the state. You got one of the tallest football teams I have seen. What is with all the height at Donahoe? Show these guys once again, because these guys are all, I'm about 6'1", and every one of these guys has got me beat. These are tall guys.
No, they are, and so it's a bad problem to have. And so, anyway, great team win. They're great leaders, and they're great students, great young men. But I want to say thanks to Sam Montgomery. He recovered 2 fumbles tonight. Those are big plays. We got I have a running back that has never been a running back until 2 weeks before the first game of the season, and that was Ethan Bailey. And Ethan, I don't have the stats yet, but it had to be over 150 yards rushing, and so proud of him, and so my coaches, and put in a good game plan. We've got a lot of stuff to clean up. When we clean it up, we can be a really solid 1A team.
Awesome. I'll let Coach go ahead. I know what he's going to ask you, so I'm going to go ahead and let him get it out of you. He's going to ask you about homecoming, Coach.
Well, yeah. First of all, I just want to say thank you for the person you are and for always being a friend.
Thank you, Coach Short.
I appreciate that. We go way back.
We do. We do.
I've always loved this time of the year because of homecoming. I know it's special, and you love homecoming. All coaches love homecoming and all the festivities and all the things that go on with it. Tell us how well yours are.
I was trying to figure out how sincere he was being.
Not very.
I know. All right, I had a discussion today about pep rallies. And somebody said, Coach, why aren't you in there with the pep rally? You're out here fixing water and stuff. I said, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. I said, when I was their age, love pep rallies, cheerleaders doing their dances. It was wonderful. And I just didn't understand why my coaches were always so grumpy. And so my coaches were grumpy. I couldn't figure it out. You're not focused. You're not focused. And so I've become that coach. But homecoming is lovely.
Well, you know, some people have homecoming and some people have a week of homecoming. It's like something every day.
We had a week and a half.
A week and a half.
We had a week and a half, and we had some really nice traditions. Donahoe, awesome school. Awesome tradition. The seniors all went running through the school today screaming. I've never had that as a tradition, but that is, and it was wonderful. So I was videoing that and sending it to my wife and everything. So, yeah, homecoming.
This is not a crazy question, and I think of all the coaches I've interviewed, I think you can answer this.
Okay.
You know, this is your first time in 1A football.
Yes.
All right.
Love it.
And I know there are thousands of things that you can teach your players. But what in the world has your players in a small school taught you?
I got to coach a lot of different stuff, but all these guys go both ways.
Yes.
All 6 of them go both ways, and unless they're banged up or just, neat, especially when it was 95 degrees, they'd have to come out every now and then.
Coach, you've had to learn how to coach everything.
Yes.
Every time you turn around, you're always coaching.
Matt Griffith, he came. We've known each other for a long time, so we were talking about. Now I haven't done any taping. Marshall Clark, one of our coaches and one of our trainers. So Matt was there. He was going to do their taping tonight. So, but just mowing grass but I don't have to do. Steve Gendron is an outstanding athletic director, and so boy, I'm not used to help. I'm not used to really any help.
Yeah.
So I sent out a remind this morning. I said, and I've got all my players, all my parents on the remind. I sure could use some bottled waters. So within 2 hours, there was about 15 cases of bottled waters.
That's the way Donahoe
I'm
is.
I'm not used to that. So that is so fantastic. They're like, Coach, whatever you need, ask us for it. So the parents are
You're not used to that.
Believe me, I'm not used to that.
But Donahoe's a great school.
It really is.
That, what you just told right there is not. I knew what you were about to say. When you said that, I thought there's no telling how many cases of waters he wound up with.
Oh,
That's just the way
there'll be
Donahoe
more.
is.
There was it was homecoming. And so anyway, I had some other stuff to do, but they've taught me so much. I mean, I learned something, from these guys. Just tremendous young men. They're leaders, and so I just think that God has put me in a place where I'd been at high poverty schools by my own choice.
That's right.
By my own choice, and now I'm retired in public school, and so I'm just having fun. And so
I don't know if you noticed this, but me and John we both had the same idea. When you walk out on that field at Donahoe, to me it's one of the prettiest places in a stadium with those trees and those woods up on that hillside. It's just a beautiful place for a stadium.
We have a pterodactyl that lives in the woods. Beside it, no, it's actually a hawk, but I've never seen a hawk this big. So, but anyway, there's also some.
Did you think he's a falcon?
I thought he might have been a falcon. I thought he might be a falcon, but I thought it was an eagle when I first saw it. But anyway, we got some monster bucks that are in the woods close by.
They are, and up on the hill.
Yeah,
I've seen
them. And hey, I'll tell you,
they're all over there shaking their heads.
I can tell you from experience too, from going up 10th Street Mountain and over. There are coyotes there too.
Yeah,
in that area right there by Donahoe. No doubt about it.
But
last week there was one in the road.
Yeah.
But I thank you guys for doing what you do. What a great win for these seniors.
And Coach, let's talk about that win, because it seems like your team is peaking right now at just the right time.
We're not even close to reaching our ceiling. We're not even close to reaching our ceiling. But penalties tonight, mistakes tonight, a fumble here, and we really could have put a very good team away. Now, I'm sure Matt would say the same thing because they had some mistakes too. But we are peaking at the right time. And so I'm just looking forward to seeing how far we can go. However, it's a little muddy with the playoff picture.
Well, we're about to look at that. We've got this graphic coming right now. We go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, and we're going to show you your region, Class 1A Region 6. Next week, Wadley and Winterboro, they're going to play for the region title. The winners 1, losers 2. That's set. They both had open dates tonight. You beat Victory tonight, and now you've got Woodland next week, final region game. So if you win that game, you're going to be third in the region, correct?
That is
but
correct.
if you lose that game, then that's where you talk about the muddy waters.
Muddy waters and some tiebreakers. And I know it would end up, if it's a three-way tie, if it was a two-way tie, it would be how we'd beat, if we'd beat a higher seed. But if it's a three-way tie at 2 and 3, then I haven't even wasted my time until it happens.
If it came to that game the next week at home with Cedar Bluff
really might.
would be huge. Would be massive.
Non-region games, yes.
What do you know about Woodland, Coach?
I know this. Woodland is probably the best 2-6 team that I've seen on film.
New coaching staff?
They get after it. They really do. And my guys haven't seen them on film. They get after it. They're not tremendously talented, but they get everything out of their players. Winterboro, went there and struggled and won the game. They won the game. But I texted Coach Mansfield and I said, what's up? Did y'all just play bad? He said, no, they're tough.
Coach, their offensive line coach played for me.
Okay.
And it's his first job. And he's coaching the offensive line. He said, Coach, we've gotten so much better in the past 4 or 5 weeks.
I've been watching them. Yeah, they have. They've gotten a lot better. So
they just hadn't won in so long. And the pedigree is won. They've won a state championship, but they haven't.
Right.
So you're kind of right there in the same spot right there. Both of you got a chance.
Teams have to learn how to win.
And you can't ask for, that's all you can ask for, a chance. You got a chance.
Coach, we had Clint Smith from Jacksonville on earlier, and we talked with him about the move up from 4A to 5A.
Yes.
You, personally, having coached 4A, 6A football, and as Coach mentioned, coming down for the first time to 1A. So we asked him, what's the difference between 4A and 5A? What's the difference to you? There's some obvious numbers and things like that. What's the biggest takeaway that maybe you were not expecting that you found out about 1A football?
Well, when I interviewed for the job and when I took the job, I was hoping that I would be able to watch some film and research some teams and see if I thought we might have 2 or 3 automatic wins. Negative.
No.
Negative. I knew I thought 1A, how good can 1A be? Pretty doggone good.
Wadley's not bad, are they?
No, Wadley's not bad. Coach Mansfield's got Winterboro playing at a high level.
Yeah.
And so they got good players. I'm sure it didn't hurt their feelings that they got about 12 to 15 players from TC after TC shut down, and the running back. But he does a great job there. They're playing real. So to answer your question, John, football is football. There's more teams playing smash mouth football at the 1A, 2A, 3A level than at the 6A, 7A level, because more people are finesse and everything. Yes. But Hillcrest and some other teams are playing smash mouth now at the 6A, 7A, and so that's numbers, and having 10 guys going both ways is really the only difference.
And you know what? Your games get over quicker because you are running the ball and playing smash mouth football.
I mean,
by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, these guys. I mean, at Chase Valley and Munford, we're snapping the ball with a lot of time on the play clock.
Yeah.
Because we had we had separate offense, separate defense.
Yes.
But You know, I found this is something, you know, like several times this year, our defense has been out on the field and it's been third down, and I'll yell at them and go, "Let's get off the field." Okay, coach, we're going right back on the field to play offense.
Matter of fact, we're not even going to run over there to you. We're just going to stay out here.
And so usually our first play of every drive, I make them come over and I call the play together. They look at Coach, we're tired. Can't you just call the play?
We're our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. We're speaking with the head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, Coach Bill Smith. His team victorious on homecoming tonight over Victory Christian, 41-34. One point that I'm a small school guy. I'm a 1A guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think one thing that maybe bigger school people that are not familiar with the small schools is they maybe have this perception that just because it's not big school football, that it doesn't mean as much. And I've always said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It means, and this is why of all these years of doing shows like this, I've always given equal coverage to the 1As, maybe even more, so I'm probably guilty of that, than to the 6A and 7As, because, hey, it's 95 degrees at Donahoe, just like it's 95 degrees at Hoover. And it means just as much to these guys. There's maybe not as many of those guys, but it means just as much to the guys at Donahoe and Wadley and Woodland and Spring Garden as it does at a place like Thompson or Hoover or Auburn or places like that. I think you probably have seen that in 1A, that these guys, it means a lot to them.
Absolutely. When we talk, we keep it real. I told them before the game, I was sitting in a chair talking to them before we went out. I said, guys, it's been a while since I've played in a game this meaningful or coached in a game this meaningful. And so I said, between Shays Valley and Munford and Fayette, God blessed me to be at the playoffs with 3 teams about 9 out of 10 years, something like that. But the last 4 years I've been sitting home. And so I said,
It's lonely.
It is. And I tell you this too, Coach will know this. I've been telling these guys over there, please make me have to drive to Montgomery in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And I complained about it for years.
Yeah.
Because I said, it's useless. Hey, please make me have to drive to Montgomery in the morning 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
And if you're tired, just call me. I'll talk to you all the way. You know I got your number.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's like that old song, you never know what you got till it's gone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Coach,
exactly right.
I got to say something about my man here. Several years ago, when you was at Mumford and I was at Cleveland County, we were playing a game at Cleveland County. And after the ball game, it was over and everything. And the next week, I always go in there and tell my coach, we got everything. We got all our balls. We got everything up. Everybody said we got everything. And all of a sudden in the mail, about the next Thursday, I get a box. And inside that box is a deflated football that had my name on it. 99.9% of the coaches in this world would have kept that ball and used it. But he sent it back to me, and that just told me the type of character that he has.
I forgot about that.
But it was.
Hey, those things are more expensive now. I don't know.
Yeah, you may have kept it.
Just joking.
And thank you to those guys for practicing in 95 degrees, but also doing a job in the classroom. And I appreciate you being that kind of guy to do the job in the classroom.
Oh, they do.
At least most of them. One of them smile, no, they're like, he's not. But I promise you, most of y'all are doing the job in the classroom.
They are. They are. The thing about it is, we get deficiencies. And so they warned me, Coach, if he's on deficiency too many weeks in a row now, he may be missing a game. So y'all better not do that. It's too important.
Bill Smith, head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, big winners tonight on homecoming. They beat Victory Christian 41-34, getting ready for a big playoff implication heavy showdown with Woodland coming up next week. Kevin Smith does a great job at Woodland. That's a great team. Be a great Class 1A football game. Coach, thank you for being with us tonight here after the game. Bill Smith of the Donahoe Falcons, the Falcon players with us on High School Football Alabama's After the Game. RMC, let's tell you about, they have been with us on After the Game since the beginning. RMC Health System, if you're looking for primary care, they've got it right here in East Alabama, Anniston, Oxford, Jacksonville, and Roanoke. Learn more at rmccares.org/family medicine. More of After the Game as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, located on East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden. Hey, they've got the hot new Blazer, the Equinox, the new Silverados. 1.9% financing can save you thousands. You go by there on East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden. They have the ultimate Iron Bowl tailgate package. Save big, be a winner at Team 1 Chevrolet in Gadsden. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Jon Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short with us on this Football Friday night. Guys, earlier today, it's fall break week with the Calhoun County schools and our reigning Ted's 4 and Beyond Team of the Week, the Ohatchee Indians, after that big win last week that they had and over Walter Welborn 37-30. So we went out to the team meal, the pregame meal today out at Ohatchee. Let's take you out to Ohatchee. There's the guys. I tell you, they had, I don't know what they were eating, guys, but they had some great food out there lined up. It smelled delicious. The cheerleaders in there with them as well. There they are getting the Ted's t-shirts. We also presented them with the Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy as well. And there it is, our Aniston Orthopedic score shirts. There's the front. My name on it. Nobody cares about that. That's what they care about. Ohatchee 37, Welborn 30 with a date, and the football team really enjoyed that, enjoyed being with Coach Chris Finley, his staff, and all the guys out at Ohatchee. Our Ted's 4s and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll make our next announcement of Team of the Week coming up, and a lot to choose from tonight with some big wins across East Alabama. One of the games that we were out tonight at that was, you know, a lot of surprises tonight. Yeah. And one of the surprises was, maybe we shouldn't be surprised, Weaver, the Bearcats, giving Piedmont all they wanted. I was out at Bill Bryan Stadium tonight, and I tell you, when we arrived on the scene, it was halftime, almost halftime, and Weaver was ahead.
Yeah,
we've
been talking about them all year. They're going to beat somebody, and
Yeah,
they certainly did.
by
Yeah,
somebody.
no doubt, and they did. You know, Weaver toting a 15-game losing streak against Piedmont heading into tonight's matchup. Not since 2005 had they beaten the Bulldogs, but I think we can kind of give them a little grace there because a lot of people probably toting that kind of same streak against the Bulldogs. They've had a good run. No way they can hold on and beat the undefeated third-ranked Piedmont Bulldogs, right? Let's go to Bill Bryan Stadium and check out the highlights as we arrive at halftime, as John mentioned. Bearcats on top, 21-20 with 51 seconds to go in the first half. And, hey, check out a couple of managers. Knox Miller on the left there. Little tough faces they'll be on the field, I'm sure, in just a couple of years. Bulldogs trying everything, and I mean everything they can, to get into the end zone on this final play. Raleigh Pinto is going to run about 4,063 yards on this play. He will not get anything, but he sure did try. Ended up getting tackled shy of any scoring there, so we would go to half at 21-20. Let's go to the second half now. First drive of the half for Piedmont, and it's going to be Chase Cardelli with a 16-yard run. Starting off the drive, Coach Miller looking on, trying to not be so concerned. Ish Bethel, though, this could be cause for concern. A 13-yard loss on the play. The Bearcats defense would step up and force the Bulldogs to punt. Bad thing, though, Weaver couldn't get anything done on offense, so they would have to punt right back. And when you punt to Piedmont, you know who they punt it to? Raleigh Pinto. This is going to be a nice 20-yard return for him, but we got a flag on a play. It's going to bring the ball back to around midfield for Piedmont, so they'd have to start from scratch. Pinto's going to have a 10-yard catch here from Cole Wilson. Now, the Weaver huddle is going to be shown here, trying to find a way to get them stopped. It's going to be 4th and 15, same drive, Piedmont with the ball at the 26. It's going to be a shot in the end zone, and you usually go to 4, you're going to get 6. But Bethel does not pull this one down, so another stop here for the Bearcat defense. But it's only a matter of time, right? Piedmont is going to find a way to get to the end zone. Raleigh Pinto, 78 yards for the touchdown. Massive play for the Bulldogs. 2-point conversion would be no good, but the Bulldogs tonight would extend that win streak to 16, but what a game tonight. Weaver really pushed them hard.
Yeah, that wound up being the game-winning touchdown run from Raleigh Pinto, that 78-yard touchdown run from them. Coach, I'm going to bring you in on this because I'm sure in your career you had a game where maybe the program's been down, you're trying to get the guys to believe, and sometimes it's not necessarily a win. Sometimes a loss can give confidence that your team is turned the corner. I know that sounds crazy, but I kind of had that feel tonight out at Weaver with Ken Kofer and his crew out there tonight and his team, that the light switch kind of came on tonight. They lost the game, and I know Coach Kofer well. He's not about moral victories. No. But I'm telling you, this game tonight showed that Weaver can play for 4 quarters with anybody in 3A football tonight.
Yeah, you know, they have the skill players, and I'm friends with Coach Kofer on social media, and he does a lot with his weight room, and you get to see a lot of pictures of them. Those kids are getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, a lot of times a game like that, you don't want to use it as a moral victory, but those kids are going, you know, guys, we played with them toe-to-toe. And if we can do that, we just got to be able to do it every week. So whatever they did this week in practice, they need to be able to replicate that week after week after week. And that's the hardest thing to do. Can you come out and do it week after week? Then the flip side of that is teams like Piedmont that are undefeated sometimes go and say, well, you know, guys, we can put it in first gear tonight and we can win a football game. Well, they found out that that's not the way it's going to be. You have to give them credit for there at the end of the game, finding a way to win the football game. I just didn't see Hayes. I kept looking for him.
He played in the first half. He was on the sidelines in the second half. I'm not sure if there was an injury. He did not play in the second half, and they missed him in the second half. Holmesley did a great job, but Gunn is such a big guy, such a big physical running back, as you guys know.
Yes.
They definitely missed him in the second half. And I think you made a great point, Coach, resiliency. This was, listen, we're getting almost to halftime, second quarter, deep into the second quarter, and Piedmont's up 20-7, and Weaver comes back from 20-7. You know, they in the past maybe at times Weaver might have just let that thing get away from them. They battled back and took the lead. Then the third quarter, Piedmont comes out and you're thinking, well, they're going to, you know, Weaver's going to lay down to them. The whole third quarter was scoreless. It was the fourth quarter before Piedmont busted that one big play. So the resilience of Weaver was big, but also, as you said, Coach, you have to take your hats off to Piedmont as well. Those great programs, the great programs that are used to winning, there was no panic on the Piedmont sideline. It was funny, there was no panic with the Piedmont fans. I was over there. They were just like, we're going to figure out a way to win. They expect to win. They expect to win.
So they're better than Alabama fans, is what you're saying. At this point. Because there's not a lot of comfort when those teams, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's something that they've earned that. I mean, those kids have it. Their young kids have it, and all the programs done it. And they already had it. Coach Miller's just keeping it going. And he's doing a good job of just keeping it going, and that's what you have to do.
The machine continues to roll up there as the Bulldogs, #3 team in the state, surviving a game like that tonight. We're going to go back now to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, and we've been talking 3A football. Let's go and look at Class 3A, a couple of regions. Class 3A, Region 4. Glenwood, they're going to be the region champions, but then after that, look at the number of 3-2 and 2-3 teams. Childersburg's kind of out of it, but everybody else alive tonight. Huge game next week, Coach. Beulah and Randolph County next week is probably going to decide maybe who is home in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe, I mean, there's going to be a lot decided in that game, but certainly home field advantage in the playoffs is going to be certainly on the line in that game next week between Beulah and RCHS.
First thing I didn't get to see because I was on the road is the Glenwood Lee Scott score tonight.
I believe Glenwood beat them.
I'm sure. I just wonder, was it by a lot?
I don't know.
Because they used to tag each other all the time in play.
I don't know the score. They are moved over from the AISA, so
yes.
they familiar with each other. That's obviously. Right. Matter of fact, Lee Scott and Glenwood had never played any of these teams before.
Never.
So it was 21-14 Glenwood. They tell me 31-14, 41-14 Glenwood tonight over Lee Scott.
And just remember, for all you 1A guys, again, Wadley beat Lee Scott.
Yes.
So, yeah, Randolph County is, like I said, that is going to be a huge ball game between them and Beulah. I'll have to figure out where that's going to be at.
I think it's in Wedowee. I think it's in Wedowee. Let's go now to Class 3A Region 6, and wow. Tonight, Piedmont, basically, they're going to win the region championship. After that, Locust Fork beats Welborn by a point tonight. J.B. Pennington beats Westbrook tonight by 3, 33-30. Ohatchee wins again tonight, so they're still alive. And the thing that we talked about earlier, Chad and I talked about this, because this is a 9-team region, we're a long way away. Next week, everybody else will wind up region play. They won't. They'll still be playing region play on November the 1st, the last week. So we've still got 2 more weeks of region play here and a lot of big games coming up. This is going to go right down to the last night at probably 10 o'clock.
Another thing that I need to study it this week is they don't have as many non-region games when it comes to a tiebreaker. There's we could have a tiebreaker there. So then you're going to find out those coaches, those veteran coaches, schedule those non-region games that they need to. I can win it, but they're also going to be a team that's going to go get them a lot of points. That may be something that we need to look at with a couple of those teams.
How many 4-4 teams could we be looking at here? Because Ohatchee's they've only got one region. They've only got one game left on the season. They play Saks next week. If they win, they'd move them to 4-4, and they'd be sort of like a golfer. You're in the clubhouse at 4-4. How many people are going to join them at that point? I think the Locust Fork Welborn kind of loss, or that game tonight, shocked a lot of folks. I think everybody kind of expected Welborn to roll through that with Locust Fork's injury situation, but that's a big win for them. But that is just a logjam right there between 2 and 7.
The 2 schools that really made hay tonight, so to speak, were the 2 Blount County schools. Locust Fork, J.B. Pennington, big wins. I think most folks probably thought Westbrook would go in and beat J.B. Pennington. Yeah. I thought most folks probably thought Welborn would beat Locust Fork. That didn't happen. And I have been saying this since way back in the wintertime that I thought that the Westbrook-Welborn game would be huge the last week. Welborn goes to Piedmont next week, then Welborn's at home against Westbrook. And the way things are going right now, that Welborn-Westbrook game, there's going to be a lot on the line, maybe even playoff survival on the line in that game.
My head's spinning thinking about all these tiebreakers because, I mean, it literally could be like this. This is going to be interesting to watch.
And J.B. Pennington, looking at them, what's impressive about them is they've got a new coach that got there about 3 weeks before the season started. I mean, he made a move, and he came up from Forala and left a good football team to come north because that's where he's from, up there to J.B. Pennington.
They have been playing very well lately because we talked with Steve Smith last week, and Westbrook playing very well. And that was a great game tonight. Apparently, it came right down to the wire, and Pennington beat them over in Blunsville tonight, 33-30. So still a lot of football to be played. Still 2 more weeks of region play there in Class 3A, Region 6. Time now for our next Extra Point of the Night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Next week, here it is, Class 3A Region 6 showdown between Welborn and Piedmont will be the 31st meeting of the Panthers and Bulldogs. Guys, the series is tied at 15-15. Welborn dominated the early years, winning 11 of 12 back in the 60s and 70s. Welborn grew to be a big 5A school. They didn't play for much of the 70s and 80s and 90s, but then they started playing each other again, and since they started playing each other again, Piedmont has taken control of the series, winning 10 of 11 since 2008. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment. That had red threads on there.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
Your home is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have an extensive selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming up later on After the Game, we will have our Awards to Remember East Alabama Top 10. A lot of changes in that tonight. That's going to be crazy. In the meantime, let's tell you about Awards to Remember. You saw the Tough Guy Trophy being presented to our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week, Ohatchee. Go to awardstoremember.com. I was in their store today, as a matter of fact, out on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. And great samples of all the great work they've done over the years. The plaques, the Crystal Awards, all those kind of things. You can go by their showroom and see that, or see them online at awardstoremember.com. We are back on High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Jon Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, our entire hard-working team. Man, they are working hard tonight, bringing you all of the information and highlights and video that you're seeing here tonight. There's the crew right there, just a portion of them. Guys and girls wave at us out there tonight. Just a great bunch of folks out there. And not everybody's here. Bailey Morris from our staff hitting the road tonight. She was running 4:11 between Center and Gadsden. Her first stop tonight was what turned out to be the region title game for the Cherokee County Warriors. And Alexandria moved into the top 10 this week. They moved into our Awards to Remember top 10 last week. They also moved into the top 10 in the ASWA in Class 4A this week. But Cherokee County sounds like they may have played their best game of the year tonight against Alexandria.
We had Todd getting on the show last week, and he knew what kind of matchup this was going to be. We talked about the size of Cherokee County. He said, hey, we're going to get off the bus. We're going to play them anyway. Alexandria winning 4 in a row, eking into the top 10 this week, having basically a virtual region title game for Cherokee County tonight. Could Alexandria hold them off? We go out to the highlights. Warriors going to be with the ball, and it's going to be Tate Diamond. Man, I see a big kid like this running the football for Cherokee County. You can't help but think about the Herschel Houstons. A lot of big running backs in the past for Cherokee County. He is a big kid. Big first down for them. 3 plays later, Warriors going to hand off to Keyshawn Wood. He's going to fight for another first down for the Warriors. They're going to go back to Wood, who will stretch out just enough at the goal line for the touchdown. Warriors go on top 7-0. Coach Kelly liking what he's seeing so far. Alexandria now on offense. They're going to take the handoff, but it's going to be fumbled. Tough play here. You're going to need to have almost a perfect game against Cherokee County on the road. They get the turnover. Tough play. Cherokee County would go to work. What a stiff arm here by Keyshawn Wood. Gets another first down. A few plays later, they're going to go back to the big fella, Diamond, in there for the touchdown. Another 7 good for Cherokee County, and the Warriors would hang on to win the night 35-27. A massive statement for the Warriors, who we thought was going to be a really tough matchup for Alexandria. It turned out to be so tonight, but 35-7 is final.
Cherokee County going to win another region title. They have been to 2 consecutive Super 7s. And I think, guys, they're probably the favorite again in 4A North to maybe go 3 times in a row. They've been to Auburn, they've been to Tuscaloosa, now trying to make it to Birmingham, make it a trifecta.
Coach, when you see a team like this that just, they don't apologize. They're just going to run the ball at you. We're not. There's no hook and ladders. There's no crazy stuff. They're just going to line up and run it down your throat.
Well, you can tell they're taking over of their coach. The other coach, when he was in high school, that's what he was, a downhill running type guy. Quarterback tonight, the Griffith kid, was 4 for 7 for 208 yards and 2 touchdown passes. That's making a difference. It was last week in the Hoax Bluff game, just making some of those long throws. And it's not like they're throwing it 14, 15 times a game, but when you can throw it 7, 8, or 10, yes, exactly.
Yeah, Cherokee County, a very impressive win tonight because Alexandria, talking about a team that had been playing some really good football.
Yeah, they are.
Playing some really good football, and certainly that thing's on the right track there. What that creates, guys, we'll look at this in just a little bit as we look at Class 4A in just a little bit. But that's going to now create a 3-way tie for second there. We'll break that down for you in just a moment. What we're going to break down for you right now, though, is our Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week. Of course, our Concession Stand of the Week, every week they get a $100 gift card, courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food, locations all throughout Calhoun and Etowah counties, Jacksonville, Coldwater, East Gadsden, Attala, downtown Gadsden as well. Our Concession Stand of the Week this week, Anniston High School. Let's take you out to Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium. All right, our concession stand of the week, Anniston. We're speaking with Jackie Flowers here. You got a lot of great workers here at Watt Mosby that to serve all the folks. Tell us about your nachos. I'm assuming that this is probably your most popular item, right?
Yeah, it's the number one item.
All right, so tell us about your workers here and what you do on a Friday night. I imagine it gets pretty busy in here.
Yeah, well, I have a fantastic team. We try to work together because we be busy all the time.
Absolutely. So tell us some of the things. This money goes to just support all kind of things at Anniston High School, right?
Yeah, it's the football team, cheerleaders, basketball team, band, just all of it.
All right. Well, we've got a $100 gift card coming your way to help you buy some of the supplies for these nachos, courtesy of the folks at Johnson's Giant Food.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Jackie Flowers here with us. Anniston High School, our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. All right, tonight, high school football, Alabama after the game is our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. We are at Anniston High School. This is the west end of the stadium here on the end by Stringfellow Hospital. Don, we got just good old-fashioned nachos tonight. Just nothing fancy, just simple nachos tonight with the chips, the cheese, the peppers. Let's dig in and see what we got here tonight at Anniston.
On a night, John, when we're honoring the 1994 state championship team here, these look like some championship nachos right here. We're about to find out.
That's exactly right. And, you know, also this is kind of the first cool night we've had this year, so these nachos coming in pretty good. Something warm tonight. What do you think, Don?
Absolutely. Very, very tasty.
Outstanding. Got some great cheese. You saw them making that with the cheese and the peppers and all the chips. That's on the west end of Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium here in Anniston. Check out, this all goes to support Anniston High School and all the activities they do. So when you come to Watt Mosby, come check out their nachos on a football Friday night. And there you see some of the goodies they have on the west end of the stadium there. Not only the nachos, looks like they got some hamburgers and hot dogs. There you see them putting on that good cheese that everybody loves. You see the jalapeno peppers over there. There they are putting look at that pile of peppers they're putting on there at Watt Mosby. So they'll get a $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food. Anniston High School, our concession stand of the week. We talked some 1A football earlier with Coach Bill Smith from Donahoe talking about his region, Class 1A Region 6. Let's take a look now at Class 1A Region 8. This is going back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Spring Garden, 61-6 tonight over Eider to complete the undefeated bid for the season as far as region play goes. They've got one more game left, a chance for only the second time in school history to go 10-0 with Ranburn coming to town. Appalachian, out of nowhere, very quietly, Appalachian has been winning. So Appalachian, Ragland, Valley Head, looks like Galesville, Woodville, Eider out of it. Big game next week is going to be coming up, and that's between Appalachian and Valley Head next week. That is going to determine home field advantage in the playoffs. Ragland beat Galesville tonight. That was a big win for them. So it's going to be Spring Garden 1, but 2, 3, and 4 still to be decided. It'll be some order of Appalachian, Valley Head, and Ragland.
You know, Appalachian, let me say that right. You know, they played Locust Fork in a very close ball game, and Embry wasn't there that night.
That's right. They were without about 6 players that night.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Without about 6 players.
But Embry's not there either now.
They had some guys, I don't know what the reason was.
Wasn't there?
But they had some guys that were not there.
But Embry
could have been a stomach bug. You just never know.
But the point I'm making is Embry wasn't there, and he's not with them now, and they found a way to win. So
that's what
that
was
an
impressive about
game.
the Locust Fork win tonight. Really.
You know, I tell you, I think Spring Garden is they're ranked number 4 in the state in 1A. I think Spring Garden, and Coach and I have talked about this, probably maybe one of the top 2 teams in the North in 1A, along with Wadley, probably. Hackleburg is ranked up there, but I'll tell my brethren from over in West Alabama, I think Spring Garden's better than Hackleburg. But
I'd say there's 4 very good teams. There's probably more.
You can never rule Pickens County out.
No, I mean, if they get in, you can't rule them out.
Yeah.
All right, USA Softball of Alabama. They bring you the scoreboard here every Friday night, and coming up soon, their next big event is the Red, White, and Boom Exposure Tournament. That will be in Albertville with the college camp on November 1st and the tournament on November 2nd and 3rd. Go to usasoftballofalabama.com to find out more information. We got a ton of highlights coming. Band of the Week, Muscle Team, East Alabama Top 10, Game of the Week, and Team of the Week, all still to come on After the Game.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anderson Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008. We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Gym, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Earlier tonight on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser, we had two Coach Smiths in. Coach Quinn Smith of the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, Coach Bill Smith of the Donahoe Falcons in with us tonight. Noble Bank and Trust, a big part yesterday of the golf tournament that I was out working for a couple of days, with a couple hours, I should say, with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes out yesterday at Cider Ridge, the Martha Vandervoort Golf Classic out there, raising a lot of money. Noble, a big part of that. Noble Bank and Trust, community owned. That was a big example of how they're involved in the community, raising funds for a lot of folks like FCA and Hope Women's Services and things like that. They're high tech, they're high touch, same technology all the big banks have, but they do it with hometown customer service. Noble Bank and Trust, great sponsors of high school football, Alabama, after the game. All right, let's talk about Gadsden City and Southside. Wow.
Right.
A lot of storylines in this game tonight. First thing is they had never played before ever in history, because Gadsden City has only been a high school for 18 years. And in those 18 years, the two largest schools by far in Etowah County, just down the river from each other, about 5 miles, never played each other for whatever reason. Now they're in the same region and they had to play each other. So tonight at Titan Stadium, I'm sure it was a packed house. We were there tonight for this long-anticipated matchup in Etowah County between the Titans and the Panthers.
I tell you, Southside was basically written off at the beginning of the year. New head coach, lost key players from last year, started out the season 1-4, but they kept battling, winning their last 3. Chance to clinch a home playoff game tonight if they could beat the new crosstown rival, the Gas City Titans, for the first time ever. Let's go to the highlights and check it out at Titans Stadium. And man, what a game we had tonight. We arrived in the third quarter, 16-14 is the score. Southside with the ball. Jordan Bryan's going to fake the handoff. He's going to take it down the left side and get a first down for the Panthers. Big play for that squad. Then they're going to go back to the ground again. Cole Garrett going to pick up another tough fought first down. Flags on the ground didn't matter. First down for the Panthers. Gaston City now back on offense, Kai Franklin going to have this one in for a touchdown. And the Panthers going to take the lead, 21-16. This one, it gets interesting. 3:33 to go. Gaston City now back on offense. Kai Franklin going to connect with Matthew Sparks for the first down. And that's going to be a big shot for them, setting up a field goal to take the lead back, or to, make it tighter. That's going to be missed, so we're back to the Panthers. Southside crowd. Titans back on offense. TJ Worthy. This was one of the bigger plays of the game as Titans were needing a big drive to take the lead, and Worthy with a massive run down the sideline. That'd be a first down for the Panthers, and they would continue on this same drive after Worthy picked up that first down. Worthy again is going to put this one in the end zone. So the score's 23-21. Gas City decides to go for 1 to make it a 2-point lead instead of going for 2 and making it a 3-point lead. Big decision there. Would it come back to haunt them? Southside back to work. They're going to get a first down there on 3rd and inches, and they're going to go to the air. C.J. Martin, massive play down inside the 20-yard line, so they're going to field goal range, a 43-yard attempt with 18 seconds to go. Drills it through the upright. Southside takes a 1-point lead. We talked about that extra point decision. Panthers on top by 1. They are pumped. Last play of the game, 3 seconds left. And this is going to be a little fumble-rooski, trying a little bit of everything. It's going to be fumbled, picked up by the Southside Panthers, and this is going to go all the way back. Instead of winning by 1, they're going to win 30-23 as time would expire. Southside with a massive play to end the game, a massive win for the Panthers. Who would have thought this weeks ago that they would not only be celebrating here tonight, beating the Crosstown, but now they're in the playoffs and hosting a playoff game.
You go back to early in the season, there it is, Southside beating Gadsden City. You go back to early in the season, Southside crushed at home by Gunnersville. Then Southside loses, and to be quite honest with you, they lost handily to Hoax Bluff. We were at that game. Gadsden City beats Muscle Shoals. I was at that game, a really good Muscle Shoals team. And now this shows how things can change quickly in a season. In my mind, just because of the locality of it and those kind of things, this is as big of a regular season win I think if Southside has ever had.
I can't argue with that.
No, I mean, I kept hearing the score. It kept coming over my phone. I said, "Well, it's just they got to be. It's not right." But you got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff. Coach Stewart, was
Ben
formerly
Stewart
at
and his
Oxford,
staff at first year.
Yes.
Well, they've done a great job.
First year as a head coach, and you can't imagine. I can only imagine what the pressure was like being the first time they've ever played. I mean, all those people know each other. They all, probably work with each other. I mean, right down to, are they on opposite sides of the river?
They are.
What river is that?
The Coosa.
The Coosa.
You could almost get in a boat if you could cross over into Lake Gadsden. You could almost go by boat from one school to the other. Not quite.
Well,
but
with
close.
an airboat, you could.
Yeah, close. Close.
Because we have all got one of those, right? Everybody's got an airboat.
Close. It is a phenomenal win for Southside.
What a field goal.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I was watching this game live.
Left-footed kicker too, right?
Yeah, left-footed kicker, and watching the whole game, that big pass to get down inside the 20, I thought they needed a couple more plays to get it inside the 10, kept running the ball, but Gas City's defense really stiffened up there, and they actually pushed them back a little bit. So I didn't think there was much of a chance that, college kickers have a hard time making 44-yard field goals to win a game, right? High school kickers is a whole nother ball game, but he nailed it. And there was pressure. He had the two rushers on the outside. They didn't pick up the inside guy. They picked up the outside guy, so you had an inside rush coming in. I thought it was going to be blocked. How it made it through, I don't know, but what a kick.
Well, it's a big play in the game because it forces Gaston City to maybe do something else play calling wise at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And think about this, guys. Southside won the region title last year in 5A, moved up to 6A this year, and moved up to 6A, and they are a 56-yard field goal in the last play of the game by Fort Payne, away from having won the region title in 6A. If it hadn't been for that one play by Fort Payne, Southside's your region champions.
You talk about that from your high school kickers. You got a 56-yarder to win the game, and then a 44-yarder to win the game. Having to lose that way and then win that way, that's amazing. You don't see that on the high school level much at all, and to have it happen twice in the year.
If you do see it, usually it's 5A and above.
Yeah.
That has those kind of kickers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Time to recognize right now our muscle team from Weaver High School. This is a great muscle team, our Young Oil Company Grub Mart muscle team. This is the offensive line from Weaver High School. Let me tell you about these guys. Last week, they went on the road to Locust Fork. Went in probably, to be honest with you, as an underdog in that game as they went over to Locust Fork. They scored 45 points in the game, but that's not all. 45-34 road win that they had over Locust Fork. In that game, they had 431 yards of total offense in that game. 431 yards of total offense. Here are those guys: Taylor Green, Zach Hooks, Malachi Flynn, Connor Mayfield, Hunter Heiss, Sawyer McGinnis, Jabari Clark, and Tide Green. That is our Weaver offensive line. They will get those muscle team, those coveted muscle team t-shirts coming to Weaver High School. And now we need to take a look at our band of the week. Our band of the week for this week is a band that has been good for a lot of years. It's a band that doesn't have a lot of members in it, but they always sound great and put on a great show. And that's the Sachs High School Marching Band, our band of the week. And let me tell you about them. It's En Fuego. That is the name of their show this year. They have 32 members. The band director is Jada Franksane, and they put on a great show last week out at the Sachs Glencoe game out at Jack Stewart Field at Sachs. They are Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week, the Sachs High School Marching Band, putting on a great show. As we said, they are always fantastic. They do a great job. Again, not very many members, just 32, but they put on a great job. There's a football player out there.
I'd love to see that.
Oh, man.
That's classic right there.
Great show by Sachs High School, our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Earlier, as we showed you, we were out at Ohatchee today for our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week presentation. Always good to hang out with the folks from Ted's as we make those T-shirt and trophy presentations and things like that. Let me tell you about the folks at Ted's. Coach can attest to this because we have all had Ted's come into our house, and they've put down for me hardwoods. They put down for me carpet. They've done a great job. They come out and they have high quality installers. They'll do it right. If it's not done right the first time, they'll come back and do it and make it right. But it's going to be right the first time because it's Ted's. Ted's Floors and Beyond, not only doing floors now, but also doing cabinets. They do kitchen makeovers. They do bathroom makeovers. Ted's Floors and Beyond, bringing you our Team of the Week, which that announcement will be coming up a little bit later on After the Game. Back in just a moment.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Wow, these guys are everywhere. I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Young Oil Grub Mart, we just showed you the muscle team that they bring you each and every week. Those great Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team t-shirts. We got those coming out to the folks at Weaver for their offensive line performance. Young Oil Grub Mart locations all up and down East Alabama. Lee County, Auburn, Opelika, all the way back up to Center, Piedmont, Oxford, Alexandria, Southside, all across East Alabama. Check out Young Oil Grub Mart. They got the Super Saver program and a lot of great things. Everything you need for tailgating and your gasoline needs and all that, they've got that at Young Oil Grub Mart all across East Alabama for years, decades now. Great supporters of high school athletics here in East Alabama. Jon Holder back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. It's time now for our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. And boy, did it live up to the billing tonight. Well, Marfield and Oxford, a top 5 matchup in Class 6A. The 6A Region 6 Championship on the line. Jordan Smith and Coach Michael Short from Oxford Clay Chalkville. Here's our Game of the Week.
Jordan Smith, Coach Michael Short with you here for the State Farm Insurance Agent Judd Edwards Game of the Week. Coach, it was a fantastic game where Oxford clinches the region championship here tonight.
Oh, what a great football game. What a great atmosphere tonight here. Still got the band out here playing. You know, you can't beat this for high school football.
Yeah, and you win on senior night, and you clinch that region championship. But more importantly, this was a game of defense more than it really was offense, especially for the Oxford Yellow Jackets getting 2 big 4th down stops.
Well, I know Coach Adams talked to his football team all week about the ebb and flows of a ball game. And, you know, the opening drive, they keep the ball 8 minutes, Clay Chalkville did, but they only give up a field goal. And I think that was one of the most important parts of the game. Defensively, they knew they was going to score, but they had to make them earn it, and that's what they did. They didn't give up any explosive plays tonight.
Yeah, the momentum really shifted coming into the second half with Oxford getting the football first coming after halftime.
You know, they didn't score on that opening drive, but they set a tone and used about 5 minutes because Oxford started using the clock too there. But they had some great calls out of their coaching staff tonight, and they did a great job on their kicking game also. One of the most important plays of the game was the kickoff return that Oxford had to be able to get one of their touchdowns, and that's just part of it. They played complementary football tonight, offense, defense, and kicking game.
Yeah, let's head over to the highlights.
It was senior night at Lamar Field as number 5 Oxford hosts number 2 Clay Chalkville for the Class 6A Region 6 Championship game. First drive for the Cougars, quarterback Aaron Fry rolls to his right toward the sideline on a keeper to pick up a first down for Clay Chalkville. A few plays later, Fry now drops back for a pass, but would be scrambled out of the pocket toward the near sideline before running out of bounds for another first down for Clay Chalkville. Clay Chalkville would have to settle for a 39-yard field goal by Joseph Del Toro to put the Cougars up 3-0 in the first quarter. Coach Sam Adams and the Yellow Jackets would look to answer the field goal. Quarterback Mason Mims hits Caleb Wynn here on the screen pass for a first down for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. 2 plays later, Mims back to pass. This time he would hit the fingertips of Nick Richardson, and it'd fall into the hands of a Cougar defender. Now, in the second quarter, Fry fakes the handoff and throws downfield to Jabari Staples for a first down for the Cougars. Now Joseph Woods with a handoff here, and he's going to pick up a first down through the middle. A few plays later, Woods again with a handoff, and this time he's going to punch it into the end zone from 1 yard out. Clay Chalkville goes up 10-0. Ensuing kickoff, Cedric Twyman would pick up and receive the kick. He's going to break a few tackles here. He's going to take it down the sideline. He's going to take it all the way into Clay Chalkville territory, down to the 32-yard line. Mason Mims drops back to pass, and he's going to connect with Wynn here again on the screen for a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Next play, Wynn. This time he's going to take the handoff. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. They trail 10-7 at this point late in the first half. Oxford would hold the Cougars. The Yellow Jackets back now with the ball. Mims drops back. He's going to throw it down the field, finding Jalen Taylor in Cougar territory. Next play, Mims. He's going to go to the air again and find a wide open Richardson for the touchdown with 55 seconds left to go in the half. The Oxford Yellow Jackets go up 14-10 as we go to halftime. Clay Chalkville's first drive from the half, Aaron Osley with the handoff, and he's going to power his way for a first down. 2 plays later, Fry is going to keep it, and he's going to make one guy miss before being held short of the first down marker. Now 4th down and 4. Fry again going to make some guys miss, but the Yellow Jackets are going to come up with a big stop here on 4th down. Oxford would take over on downs. Coach Adams and Oxford looking to close the game out. First play from the turnover. Mims is going to drop back here, and he's going to go back to the air and find Taylor again for the pitch and catch inside Cougar territory. A few plays later, Mims goes to the air one more time, and it's like deja vu all over again as he finds Richardson in the end zone. Yellow Jackets go up on top 21-10 late in the third. Now late in the fourth, Fry looks to pass, and he's going to throw it downfield, and it would be intercepted by Oxford's Ladarius Walker to seal the game as the Oxford Yellow Jackets win the region title 21-10. Here now with Coach Sam Adams of the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Coach, big win tonight here over Clay Chalkville to win the region championship.
Yeah, I mean, Clay Chalkville they're not just a good football team, they're a great football team. And, they're a state championship level football team, and they are the champs, until somebody proves otherwise. And you don't just stumble into winning a game like this. This is the result of months and months of an immense amount of hard work from our guys. And, I was super proud that really for the 3rd or 4th time this year when things weren't necessarily going our way out of the gate, that, you saw our guys, they didn't panic and they didn't really bat an eye. They just continued to play and do their job. And then soon enough, we're able to flip that momentum right before the half.
Coach, I thought one of the big plays of the game, or maybe not a play, was on that first drive. After they kept the ball for so long and your defense kept them to a field goal,
Yes.
I thought that was instrumental to start the game.
It was huge. I mean, it was really, in effect, like 3 drives. We had a couple pass interference calls, and they had a long scramble on a 3rd or 4th down to extend the drive. And, I mean, that's a lot of plays in a row for the defense. And, I was super proud of just the way they refused to give in right there when they could have – I don't know how many plays they ended up running in a row right there, but I would guess it was, 15 plus, I would imagine. And just being on that snap, being on the field for that many snaps in a row is extremely difficult. And, I thought the guys just continued to answer the bell.
We talked before the ball game about the ebb and flow of the game, and I know you talked about it during the week, but I thought your kids did a great job of responding to the highs and lows of the ball game.
Yes, and that's who they are. We got a lot of guys out there that have had their 3-year starters and 4-year starters, and they've been through a lot of football. A lot of things that have gone our way and some that also haven't gone our way. And I think tonight just shows that we've built on that experience over the last several years, and that they have an immense amount of unwavering belief into what we do here every single day and the things that our program stands for.
Coach, you wouldn't mind, tell us who you got here with you tonight.
So we got Keenan Britt and Mason Mims.
Coach, I'm going to tell you one thing. I know how important it is and how proud you ought to be to win a region championship. There are 8 of you in 6A football, and you're region champions.
That's right. That's right. Region championship still means something now. All right, and now there's still a lot of work to be done. We can enjoy this for a day or so, but we still have a lot of football left to play, and it starts mattering a little bit more here in a few weeks.
Mason, you had a big game here tonight, especially going on through the air. Talk about
just how that kind of progressed after being down 3-0 at the start of the game.
Yeah, we faced adversity all year, and I mean, the guys, I mean, they just gathered with each other, and I mean, after Little Jay had that one-handed catch, I feel like momentum kind of came our way, and we just took off with it.
And obviously, defensively, you guys stepped up big there on the last drive with an interception.
Yeah, going into that possession, it was a lot. They ran a lot of tempo because they had ran out of timeouts, and we knew they was going to try to get on the ball and snap it fast. And then we just kept lining up and playing.
Coach, just one more time, give you an opportunity just to say, I know how proud you are of your football team, but your crowd showed up tonight and showed out also.
Absolutely, and I thought they played a part in the game, you know, and I think, you know, right now we got our whole team up in the stands showing some appreciation for the band that's doing their halftime show after the game because it's senior night for us. So, you know, we're appreciative of the band, the cheerleaders, and everybody that showed up and showed out here tonight, and, you know, I thought our crowd really played a part in the game.
The Oxford Yellow Jackets win 21-10 here at Lamar Field.
Our Jed Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Oxford's big win over Clay Chalkville, 21-10 tonight. Coach, the only thing I'll add to that is, I think you'll remember this, it struck me back at Media Day in July, at the Calhoun County Media Day, presented by the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. Coach Adams was asked specifically about this game, about Clay Chalkville. And he was very confident, not overconfident, not cocky, anything like that. But he was very confident. He said last year's 28-14, it was a lot closer game. We were in it the whole way. He said there were 3 or 4 plays that did not go our way. If they go our way, we win the game last year. And he said it's hard to predict here in July, but he said it's probably going to be that same kind of game again where 3 or 4 plays, if they go our way this time, we can win that game. I've thought about that all week long leading up to this game.
Yeah, well, Coach Adams said it best. His team is very confident. They play confidently. And he was confident back during the media days. He was confident in his team, and his team plays that way. When they got down 10-0, and the way they got down 10-0, Clay Chalkville had the ball for 9 minutes the first drive. There'd be a penalty, and then they'd get it back. There'd be another penalty, and they'd get it back. And then Oxford had 2. I thought I was watching Alabama.
South Carolina, right?
Yeah, same thing. And it would be a penalty on Oxford's part that would keep the drive going. But they held them to a field goal. And when they did that, just kind of think, okay, all right. They did a good job with the ebb and flow of the game. They knew that Clay could score. They had that too much talent. And they were outweighed. I mean, the offensive line averaged about 330, and Oxford's defensive line averages about 220. So, you know, but they completely got after you. You have to give props off to your hats off to the Oxford Yellow Jackets defense tonight, even though the offense did what they had to do to win. But defensively, they kept them out of the end zone all but one time. There was 3 stops that they stopped them on 4th down.
Coach, let's take a look now and jump to Class 2A now as we go and look at our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region rundown. 2A Region 6. Coosa Christian, they've won it. Nobody in Alabama's beaten them. They only lost to Pierce County, Georgia on the road. Southeastern won tonight. That was a big win. Faulkville won tonight. It's basically going to come down to, it looks like those are going to be your top 4. The order of those top 4, well, we know Coosa's won. Southeastern, Faulkville, Cold Springs. Some order, that's going to be your 2, 3, and 4 in Class 2A Region 6. Only local team we have in playoff contention, obviously, is Coosa Christian, and they're going to go a long way, if not all the way, in Class 2A. Now let's look at the other Class 2A region, and this is Class 2A Region 7, and it's set after tonight, Coach. Pisgah, region champions, had the big win at Gaston tonight. Pleasant Valley, huge win. Coach Nix and his bunch very excited coming back from Higdon tonight, almost in Chattanooga. Pleasant Valley winning tonight. They'll host their first playoff game in 40 years coming up in a couple of weeks. North Sand Mountain will be the 3 team. And Cedar Bluff tonight, big Cherokee County matchup. Cedar Bluff beat Sandrock tonight 28-26. So Cedar Bluff will be the 4. So that's set. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pisgah, Pleasant Valley at home. North Sand Mountain and Cedar Bluff will be on the road.
But what a great job Coach Nix and his staff and his team has done, the whole school. I can't even imagine what a crowd will be out there at Pleasant Valley. And look, the week leading up to that will be a lot like homecoming. You got a lot to fight.
Look at that, Coach. Pleasant Valley 7-2 overall. Great job by the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Let's tell you about the great folks at the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. Now, They are something, they do things year round. Not only do they have their meetings, which are ongoing, Monday night they'll have Stephen Pearl, Auburn assistant basketball coach, Bruce Pearl's son, that will be here at the Anniston Country Club speaking. They still have Holly Rowe coming next week. But they do things in the offseason. They award scholarships to football players, healthy, big scholarship, $5,000 scholarships to players here in the county. And also, Coach, they do a great job with the Calhoun County Media Day every July. So if you want to be a part of that, contact David Woodard at 256-239-4481. Still a lot more highlights, East Alabama Top 10 and Team of the Week still to come on After the Game.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule.
So where did she find all that? Right here at RMC.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Not very far away from the Anniston Orthopedics Saturday morning sports clinic at the Tyler Center. It's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. We got a lot of volleyball. Area tournaments were this week. It's been a long season for them as well. Long football season. We just completed week 9. There's a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises. You can go at 8 a.m. every Saturday morning and see an orthopedic doctor, get x-rays if needed. Most importantly, you don't have to worry or suffer all weekend about what is ailing you. You can get quality care and peace of mind every Saturday morning. All high school athletes that might be suffering from an injury at the Sports Injury Clinic, Anniston Orthopedics, located at the Tyler Center in Midtown Anniston. Back with Coach Short and with Chad Barnett, and we had another local rival game tonight over in Heflin at the Pit. Two proud programs, Cleburne County and Munford tonight.
Cool little storyline, too. You know, head coach of the Munford Lions, Michael Easley, former Heflin guy, right? Going back home. Started out the year with a win against the rival Lincoln Golden Bears. Could he get a second win tonight or of the season tonight at the Pit, Ellie Bell Field? Let's go out to the highlights and check it out and see how the Tigers and Lions fared. There you see the Tigers running out tonight, looking also for their second win of the season as they would go to the highlights. First drive for Mumford, quarterback Braden Nichols finds Kadarian McCoy near the sideline. He's going to get the first down and much more down to the 42, keeping him in business. 2 plays later, Amari Edmondson gets the handoff and finds a hole, takes it inside the red zone down to the 10-yard line. Next play, Nichols is going to find this one. The keeper going to find his way to the end zone. Lions up 7-0 after their first drive of the night. Vaughn Lee, head coach of the Cleveland County Tigers, watching as his Tigers would stall on their first drive, so they're going to punt it back to Mumford. Lions back with the ball. Nichols looks to pass. He's going to scramble outside of the pocket. He's going to pick up a first down and much more, setting him up inside Cleveland County territory again. A few plays later, Nichols goes to the air this time, finding Austin Wynn for another first down. Lions looking very strong at this point. Edmondson, tank, finding the end zone. 14-0 Lions on top quickly. But Heflin, like you mentioned, John, proud program. They're going to come back and fight a little bit here. Tigers with the ball. Quarterback Cade Schubert finding Elijah Ware in Lion territory. A few plays later, Silas Hunt with the ball and the touchdown, knocking his way in there. Extra point would be good. 14-7 Lions, the score. You see Michael Easley, also his father, doing some coaching over there for years at L.A. Bell Field alongside my co-host here, Michael Short. Edmondson back with the ball in hand, and man, kid's a tough runner. Going to be knocked out at the 32-yard line as he would continue on this drive. Next play, Edmondson again bounces off multiple defenders. He's going to twist and turn inside down to the 5-yard line. Lions are in business once again. Next play, Edmondson is going to finish off the drive. Strong run up the gut. 21-17 at this point. It would be all Lions tonight. Final score of this contest, 50-17. Mumford picking up their second win of the season.
Yeah, big win for Mumford tonight. Got that, as you said, Chad, second win. Scored 50 points tonight. That's big as well for that Mumford Lion offense to score 50 points on a big rival on the road.
Always going to be good waking up the next morning. You're a little sore. It's going to be nice and cool in the morning. Nothing like waking up with the windows kind of cracked a little bit after a win, a little sore, feeling beat up. You put 50 up on a rival, that's a good day.
Cleveland County had 2 seniors. One of them broke his collarbone. They got 1.
Oh, wow.
And when you drive by and you look in the parking lot and there's only about 10 or 12 vehicles, that means you're a young football team.
Everybody's carpool.
They can't drive.
Yeah, nobody can drive yet.
Either that or they're all riding their go-kart.
Very good.
Class 6A, we've talked about 6A tonight, and for good reason, because we had 2 monumental games in Class 6A here in East Alabama involving 2 different regions. We go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown again. Class 6A Region 6, there it is. Oxford with a win tonight. They are the region champions. I think they sent a message tonight to everybody in 6A football that, hey, this is a team that could be at Protective Stadium easily. Yeah. Now, you got Parker out there. But Clay Chalkville, the defending state champion, they'll be the 2. Mountain Brook will be the 3. Guys, look very quietly in that 4 spot right there.
Huge win tonight.
Pell City is going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, huge win tonight. It was on the road to Pinson Valley, and I saw some of the video of them on the social medias. A couple of buddies of mine, they've got kids out there that play, and they were extremely excited, rightfully so, considering everything that's gone on since.
They've lost to a 2A school in Coosa Christian.
Yeah.
And only scored 7 points, and everybody gave up Pell City for dead. And now Chad and Coach, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Incredible.
The Oxford win was so big because what it does is it keeps them and Parker away from each other for a long period of time. That's why it was so big, to win the region championship, because everybody knows what Parker has.
Yeah.
Clay Chalk will beat Thompson this year already. Mm-hmm. So, but by winning that game, it separates them in the bracket, and that was so big for Oxford. Not saying you can't beat. I'm just saying it keeps you away to a different time.
Looking at the chances there, like what is the outlook on that game between Oxford and Parker? Should they meet up?
Well, they played last year in the playoffs, second round, I believe, over at Parker. Big physical game because Parker's got a lot of great athletes. We covered it. We were over there. Parker won the game, but Clay Chalkville won the game last year against Oxford too. So I think they serve notice tonight that Oxford is amongst the elite in Class 6A. They can play with anybody.
And they got the Huffman game this coming Thursday. It's a Thursday night game this week.
And
we'll be there.
Huffman. And it's at Oxford.
At Oxford.
Yes, it got moved to Oxford.
Moved that to Oxford. Now, These match up in the first round of the playoffs with each other, these two regions, 6A Region 6 and 6A Region 8. Fort Payne is going to win that region. Southside, the 2, Gadsden City, the 3. And then we got a big game next week. Buckhorn, I believe, playing Hazel Green next week. Buckhorn probably going to be the 4. Here's the thing, that is going to be, as it stands right now, Southside first round of the playoffs at home. You know who they got coming over to Barney Hood Stadium? They got Mountain Brook coming to town. That is going to be a tough first round game.
Be a great game.
But Southside right now.
Is it possible we see Gadsden City travel down south and take on Oxford in the first round of the playoffs?
Well, that would have been possible.
With the tiebreakers not?
Right now, it looks like that's probably going to be Buckhorn.
Okay.
That will be coming to play at Oxford in the first round. And then you would have Pell City going to Fort Payne.
And Gadsden City and Clay Chalkville.
Gadsden City and Clay Chalkville down at Clay. Woo. That's going to be some interesting games there.
No doubt.
And that's our Class 6A Region 8 region rundown. Now it's time for our next Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36, Extra Point. Number of East Alabama teams are among the leading scoring teams in their respective classes. Wadley is 2nd, Spring Garden 6th in Class 1A. Coosa Christian is 10th in 2A. Piedmont is 3rd and Ohatchee 5th in 3A. Hanley is 6th in 4A. Central Clay County is 8th. And Jacksonville, the number 10 offense in 5A. And Oxford is 8th in Class 6A. A number of strong offenses here in high school football in East Alabama. After the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, rolling on a Football Friday night.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your home is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have an extensive selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop. These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
I trust you have enjoyed our Red Thread Stay Put preview box throughout the year and throughout the night tonight. I have no idea, quite frankly, what you may be seeing there, but Red Threads, it's amazing things on there. Red Threads powered by O-Brand. They have a great storefront on the square in Jacksonville, great Jack State merchandise. They also can do all kinds of great things, like they do our Muscle Team shirts. They do our Aniston Orthopedics score shirts for Team of the Week. All kind of great things. They do high school things that you can have, the shirts and so forth in their storefront, as well as the Jack State merchandise. A great store right there on the square in Jacksonville. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand, bringing you our Stay Put preview box. Hopefully you're staying put and watching that. Walter Welborn has had a rough last couple of weeks.
Yes.
They were down late in the fourth quarter last week on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee, trying to go in and score, couldn't get it done in the last of the game. Same thing tonight. They're going in, trying to score at the end of the game, couldn't get it done, and lost a tough game at home by almost the same score, 37-30 last week, and this week almost the same score. Been a tough couple of weeks for Walter Welborn.
No doubt, they are smart and coming off their first loss of the season. The once 5-0 Panthers looking to take their frustrations out on the Locust Fork squad coming into town onto the hill. Let's go out to the highlights and check it out and see how this took place. And man, what a finish we had. Bear with me. Start of the third quarter, we arrived 29-22 Hornets on top. Welborn with the ball. David Amberson's going to roll out of the pocket. He would get the first down over the right side. What a tackle, flipping him upside down. He gets the first down. A few plays later, Amberson this time going to be flushed out again. This time to the left side. He's rumbling and stumbling to another first down. Big play by the Welborn quarterback. Later in the drive, Jackson Newton, he's going to get the handoff, and this would be, remember the Bush push back in Notre Dame USC years ago? Little shades of that right there as Welborn would punch it in for the touchdown. They'd go on top 30-29 at this point. Hornets, though, would not be done. New quarterback in tow, didn't matter. Nicholas Horn pitched it to Landon Keith. He's going to take it 15 yards down the field for a first down for the Hornets. A few plays later, now on fourth down, Horn drops back, decides to run, but he would be stopped short. Massive play by Welborn. They keep the lead at this point. Jeff Smith and his squad, though, would be halted on their next drive as well. So Locust Fork back with the ball. Horn, a design run, bounces off one guy. He'd take it down inside the red zone, down to the 15-yard line before being knocked out of bounds. A few plays later, Horn's going to roll to pass. He's going to find Levi White for a touchdown, 37-30. With 8:30 left in the game, Hornets take the lead by 7. Welborn team shot. Can they have some late game magic on the hill? Panthers now threatening. Amberson pitched it to Newton. He's going to get into the end zone. So we got a decision. You go for one, you go for two. 4 minutes to go in the game. Jeff Smith decides to roll the dice, and they're going to be stopped short on the 2-point conversion with 3:53 to go in the game. They would not have another chance. Locust Fork with a surprising win tonight. Shocking, some would say. 37-36 on the hill.
And the thing about it is, as we talked about when we looked at this region, 9-team region, still 2 more weeks of region play. This is different than every other region here at East Alabama. So still a lot to play for. Piedmont, obviously in first, undefeated. It boils down to you got 5 teams playing for 3 spots. Welborn's one of those teams, but for Welborn, they got to go to Piedmont next week.
Yeah.
And then they come home, as we talked earlier, and play Westbrook. And that is shaping up to be a monumental game for both of those programs coming up in 2 weeks on the hill.
You know, you look at Welborn, they could just as easily be 7-0 heading into these 2 monumental matchups and, 2 tough losses. How do you rebound from that?
It just shows you how tough that region is. I mean, you're just a play away from being in the playoffs, being second or third, or not even being in at all.
Yeah.
And it changes every week. Last week we thought Ohatchee was dead. They win. Last week we thought Locust Fork was dead after that loss to Weaver. They come back and win at Welborn. I mean, it's just up and down, topsy-turvy, crazy stuff happening every week in this region.
You have to give them, Locust Fork, some credit there and their coaching staff.
Massive credit.
You know, it took a week. You know, that was it last week, and they kind of figured out, because I saw the player they put at quarterback now. He was the one that came in the other night, but he was a young kid, and they have found the plays that he can run.
Yeah. And you watched two games tonight being influenced and decided by extra points. Gadsden City with a 2-point lead deciding to go for one instead of going up by 3. That comes back to bite them. Welborn tonight goes for 2 in the win, comes back to bite them. Special teams, extra points, it's all coming down to the wire here in the late point of the season.
Absolutely. Coming down to the wire for our last extra point of the night, presented by Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36. We took a look at some of the top teams in East Alabama on offense, but hey, we have several teams in the top 10 in scoring defense here in East Alabama. Spring Garden 4th, Wadley 9th, Winterboro 10th in Class 1A, Coosa Christian, I don't think that's 45th. I think that's 4th in 2A. Cherokee County. No, that would not be. We would not be singing. Coach O'Brien, it's 4th. We understand that. 4th in Class 2A. Cherokee County is 6th in 4A, and Central Clay County, as you would expect, one of the top teams in defense, scoring defense in the state of Alabama, 4th in Class 5A. When we come back, our long-anticipated East Alabama top 10.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to be watching a big day of football tomorrow. You got Auburn, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas. Hey, Johnson's Giant Food, the place to be. They've got their great deli where they've got chicken fingers and chicken salad and sandwich meat. And if you want to grill out, they've got the great meats, the steaks, the ribs, all that you can get in their meat department as well. The hot deli open daily at all 5 locations, located in Jacksonville, in Coldwater, in East Gadsden. That one in East Gadsden is really phenomenal. Over there in Attala and also in downtown Gadsden. Johnson's Giant Food bringing you our concession stand of the week and presenting those $100 Johnson's gift cards to our booster clubs around East Alabama. All right, guys, it's our awards to remember East Alabama Top 10. After a wild night tonight, not many changes in our top 10, but we do have a big one. Chad, I'm going to let you do the honors here. Number 10.
Boy, my little Vanna White here, Pleasant Valley. I've never seen them in the top 10, so I am hats off. What a run so far for Pleasant Valley.
7-2.
Yeah.
I don't think the average football fan out there around East Alabama understands. They are 7-2 with one of those losses. Let me tell you, there are two losses. You know who the two losses are to? Undefeated Pisgah, undefeated Spring Garden. Yeah. There we go. Number 9. Winterboro had the night off getting ready for a matchup with a team that's going to be over here on this side in just a moment.
Oh, fighting Skylar Manfield.
It's number 8 in our East Alabama top 10, Cherokee County. After the loss to Piedmont, they've done nothing but win. Number 7, Moody, again, just taking people out big time in Class 5A Region 6. They've really not been challenged there. Number 6 in our East Alabama top 10, Spring Garden, undefeated team, a region champion in Class 1A. Number 5, Coosa Christian, again, in their region, just knocking people out, just to be honest with you, looking very much like a state title contender. Number 4, the Piedmont Bulldogs are scared tonight, but they're still undefeated in that tough region we talked about. Number 3 in our East Alabama top 10, Oxford Yellow Jackets. Say no more. Huge win. I think it's the biggest win that they've had since the state championship team in 2019.
Yeah, no doubt. Since the new head coaching staff and taking over, it's been a slow, steady rise for them. Tonight erased all doubt of what they've done so far.
No doubt. The legit team. Number 2, Wadley Winterboro next week. A flat-out region title game. I believe that game's at Winterboro next week between Wadley and Winterboro. Wadley also had an open date. They're undefeated. And number 1, another region champion, Central Clay County, won it tonight. They were concerned, Coach, as you know, about Beauregard going into Beauregard, but they won it very impressively, 46-22 tonight down in Lee County.
Coach
He's laughing because they were worried.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Horn said that may be one of the best teams they played this year. I mean, or maybe in the past 5 years that they played. Oxford tonight, let me give you a couple of stats.
Okay.
'Cause I was at that game. And you have to give props to Oxford's offensive line, who was outweighed 60, 70 pounds. And they kept Mason Menz on his feet. You know, he didn't end up on his back. He was 13 for 17 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Taylor had 3 catches for 85 yards, and Nick Richardson had 3 catches for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, hats off to the Oxford staff and hats off to that offensive line and the defense, too. It was a complimentary win of all 3 phases of the game.
The thing about Mason Mims, was talking about him with some folks earlier today, is the accuracy. 13 out of 17. He had another game where he was 13 out of 16, another game where he was 7 out of 9. He just doesn't miss very much.
I was with a coach from Jacksonville State tonight on the sidelines. He said, God, that boy can put a ball anywhere he wants to, but his deep balls are so accurate. I mean, they're laid there where the defensive player can't make a play. If he does, it's interference.
That's our East Alabama top 10. Let's go jump to Class 4A now. Class 4A, we have 2 regions here in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Some upsets tonight. Coach, Tallahassee beat St. James. So that threw this region into all kind of chaos. Tallahassee now looks like they're going to win this thing because St. James was undefeated. All they had to do was beat Tallahassee. Tallahassee won it. Booker T, Washington, Hanley, Bullitt County. I think Booker T beat Bullitt County tonight. So your top 4 is set, and that may be the 4. I think it's going to wind up being Tallahassee, St. James, Booker T, and Hanley. I think that's your 4 in Class 4A Region 3.
They had a big win last week, too. Big upset win.
Absolutely. Tallahassee playing some good football. You know, the coach there coached at Booker T last year, and they shocked everybody in 4A last year in the playoffs, including Hanley.
And Jackson.
And now he's brought some of that magic just down the road up to Tallahassee.
And his name?
His name is one of the great legendary names in Reeltown football history, O'Neill. Yeah, Jackie O'Neill's son. Absolutely. Now, let's take a look at Class 4A Region 6. Cherokee County Region Champions. And we told you earlier we would break this down for you. So now there's a three-way tie for second place. If it stands pat, if Alexandria beats Etowah next week, Anniston beats White Plains, Hoax Bluff beats Aniana, they all three will be favorites. Then what's going to happen is there will be a three-way tie in that region. Head-to-head will not matter because Alexandria beat Hoax Bluff beat Anniston, Anniston beat Alexandria. So then it will come down to non-region games. Hoax Bluff got that win over Southside.
Yeah, Southside was big for them.
And so that's going to be the big thing there. So Hoax Bluff is going to have the points, it looks like. They would be number 2. Then it goes back to head-to-head. Anniston beat Alexandria. So the way it's likely to wind up here, barring some major upsets, is Center 1, Hoax Bluff 2, Anniston 3, Alexandria 4.
That's a good breakdown right there. I feel like I got it now.
All right, there we go.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Class 4A Region 6 in our T1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. Let's tell you about Jacksonville State University, bringing you highlights each and every Friday night. And I'll tell you the best thing about Jacksonville State is affordability is a top concern if you are a parent out there. And Jacksonville State offers a high-quality education at a price that won't break the bank. A variety of scholarship grants, all kind of financial aid options. Jack State is committed to helping you achieve your dreams without overwhelming debt. Schedule your visit to the friendliest campus in the South at jsu.edu/visit. When we come back, the long-awaited, maybe more than any other week this year, Team of the Week announcement.
Wow, these guys are everywhere. I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008. We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Jim, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Voting is now underway for our next round in our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. That will continue for the next several weeks, and we'll give away $3,000 in scholarship money coming up next month. And they have given out, just in the last 6 years, F&M Bank, over $28,000 in scholarships right here in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. 5 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Jacksonville, Anniston, Oxford, and now in Center. That's in addition to $5,000 they've given back to the schools from their Spirit debit card sales. Farmers and Merchants Bank, great supporters of high school football Alabama, bringing you our Player of the Week. We've got one more region to look at now. This is Class 5A now as we go back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. And this region, Clay Central, of course, won the region tonight. Beauregard will be the 2 team. Elmore County, it looks like, is going to be 3. And I think Valley won the head-to-head, I believe, over Holtville. No, Holtville beat Valley. So Holtville will actually, big upset tonight. Holtville beat Valley, so Holtville will be the 4. So that is set. Valley knocked out of the playoffs tonight. So Clay Central will be 1, Beauregard will be 2, Elmore County will be 3, and Holtville will be 4. A collapse down the stretch by the Valley Rams, my old school. They lost to Elmore County last week in an upset, and they lost to Holtville in an upset. So Valley out, Holtville in. Your top 4 set in Class 5A Region 4. And that's our final region rundown. Now, guys, we have the big announcement. It's coming.
We don't even know. Honestly, this has been back and forth.
This is a tough decision tonight. A tough decision. Probably the toughest decision we've had for Team of the Week in a long time. Our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week gets our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts. They get T-shirts from Ted's. They get our Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy as well. This team beat a team for the first time ever, a rivalry that began tonight here in East Alabama. A monumental upset tonight on this team's home field. They did it with a last-second field goal and a scoop and score touchdown at the end of the game. One of the biggest wins in regular season history for the Southside Panthers, our Team of the Week from Ted's Floors and Beyond. Congratulations to Coach Ben Stewart and the Panthers. We will be coming to Smoke Neck Tech at Southside next week with all the T-shirts and the trophies for the Southside Panthers. That's going to wrap it up for High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. For Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, and our entire hard-working team, we'll see you right back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock.